podcast ever recorded, and today we're all vault hunting on Pandora. We're headed to the Borderlands. Let's go!
I really thought there was going to be more blue people there.
The Borderlands?
Yeah. Wrong Pandora?
Yeah, I know. They missed each other by about a year. I think they both turned in their scripts without realizing. Then they're like, oh, well, too late.
Night.
Yeah, darn it. Oops.
Which Pandora is worse? I don't know.
I mean, this one, obviously. There wasn't a piss wash canyon in the other one.
Can I just?
That's true.
Can I clarify something here?
Oh, geez, already. You're at the kids' table and you're already wanting to pop it.
I'm not a vault hunter, okay?
Want to clarify.
All right, great. Ryan Maddle is here. Thank you. Yeah, you the first person ever to get introduced first because you spoke up.
Keep that
at the kids'
Keep
table.
your juice box in your mouth. And
That's right over there. Also, you hear the mayor, Ryan Mueller, joining us today. How are you?
I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah.
Just came off from hunting some vaults.
You got all your supplies. You ready to roll out?
Ready for tomorrow.
Time to loot up.
Yep.
We got Clint, the dirt farmer.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect planet for you.
I just want flaming wings, dude.
Nice.
Like
from Buffalo Wild Wings?
That's what I was going to say. I'm saying some ranch, maybe a little blue cheese, some celery.
I love it.
Habanero flamin' wings.
Yeah.
Look at that. BDM is here too. Brian Draws Movies. What's up, man?
Hey, happy to be here. So happy.
Also, go see Brian Draws Movies, man. Check him out on Instagram. Some good stuff. Do you have a Borderlands?
I was going to say, don't look for something at Borderlands on there.
Not even after watching it?
No, no.
Okay.
No.
All right, well,
there is some cool visuals.
Yeah, no,
stuff
for
that would be
sure.
cool to draw.
I'm saying, why not?
But there's other movies I would prefer to draw.
You're busy that day. I understand. Quick question. Now, I mean, this is the prerequisite. I mean, given the fact that we're covering yet another video game movie,
Right.
The question has to be asked.
Nope.
Borderlands player?
Nope.
Not
Never
at all?
played it. Never saw it.
Never once?
No.
Borderlands player?
Never played it.
Borderlands player?
What's unfortunate is I'm also a general audience viewer.
All right, this is fine. Borderlands player over there at the kids' table?
Played like 15 minutes of one of the games.
I will absolutely download. I know it probably doesn't follow well, but I will absolutely download Borderlands after this, though.
All right, look, I probably well over 100 hours in.
All right, so you got us all up to speed. 20 hours each.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
This will be educational.
Apparently, I'm the only one that's going to have to fill everybody in on the video game side of things. And you know what? That's fine because honestly, there's not a whole lot of crossover here. So, you know, we'll see as we go through it. But I appreciate that you guys are all here. Thank you, Clint, Brian, Ryan. We're excited that you guys are here. And for those of you who never listened to the show, we're going to go through the vitals, right? We're going to hit up on, who directed it, who wrote it, who starred, and all that, the scores, how it qualifies for the show. And then we're going to go scene by scene through the entire movie. And then finally, we're going to give out some awards and see ultimately how many people here on this table, how many members of the general audience, which this was made for,
Right.
actually like this movie and think it's any good. Because I'll tell you what, this movie, when it came out, oh man, was it a let's just call it a storm of opinions flying around about Borderlands. People were not happy.
Yeah, Borderlands fans were not happy.
Yeah, they
Not
definitely
happy
weren't.
at all. Movie was directed by Eli Roth, the same Eli Roth who was in Inglourious Bastards, a bunch of Quentin Tarantino movies. He directed Hostel. This is his biggest budget movie he's ever directed by far. He also co-wrote it with Joe Abercrombie. Not that Abercrombie.
Oh. So Fish
shirtless.
wasn't involved then, you're saying?
Yeah,
No.
shirtless
No
in
Fitch.
jeans.
Okay.
No. There would have been a lot more people with just open, unbuttoned, button-ups.
That's true.
Khakis.
Well, the Psychos were pretty open shirt and
That's
everything.
true.
That's true. I think it would be pretty stinking awesome if you walked into an Abercrombie and there was because that's always black and white photography, but just in the background there was the dude's doing the same pose, but it's like a psycho from Borderlands, right? It's just like, what's up?
Well, they do have kind of the same backgrounds as Borderlands in those black and whites.
That's true. I haven't stepped foot in Abercrombie in, my entire life.
I was
So
gonna say ever.
Yeah.
all of that, it just comes from me walking past them in the mall. And I go, yep, yet another opportunity to not go in there, and I'm going to take that. Right.
Smells like douche.
Yeah, for real. So thank you guys. We got Cate Blanchett starring in this movie, Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ariana Greenblatt, Florian Montagu, and Jack Black, among even more besides that, which we'll get into. The budget for this bad boy was $115 million. They actually filmed this like 3 years ago, but it just went through so many, like they do reshoots and then they had to re-edit it a bunch of times.
Reshoot? This was actually shot?
This was.
Oh. I thought they just did it all on the computer. Just took the guy's face and movie.
Gotcha. You know what? The game Gearbox actually produced it. The people that made the game were the producers, so they probably could have just done it in engine,
right?
And had greater success.
Yeah.
Instead of
do all the voices, they just had to do voiceovers,
hiring actors to do all this nonsense.
Speaking of doing voiceovers, I'm going to jump ahead. Why pay Jack Black and not have Jack Black in it?
He is in it.
I know he's in it.
Yeah.
But like they didn't use his actual voice. It was so freaking computerized robot because obviously he's a computer robot. Well, why pay a famous guy's voice for no real utilization of a famous
I completely agree because I either way they're going to be pissed off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Claptrap sounds like Claptrap from the game.
Sure.
Then they're happy, but then you didn't need Jack Black.
Right.
And if you're going to have it sound like Jack Black, then everybody's going to be pissed off that Claptrap doesn't sound like Claptrap.
Right.
Why not just hire the voice actor from the games to do it? It made no damn sense to me at all.
I understand that you just want the name, right? You just want to say, hey, Jack Black is in this movie.
So put him in the damn movie.
It's the same way, though, with like when Despicable Me came out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you have all these great actors in here, but no one's doing a recognizable voice. You could have hired any actor to come up with a strange voice to do.
Absolutely.
Kind of the same thing, but you want the name.
But it turns out nobody came to see it just because Jack Black was doing the voice of Claptrap.
Right.
So that ultimately ended up not mattering.
Or because Jamie Lee Curtis was in it, or because Kevin Hart was in it, or because...
In fact, some of the or some of the reason people hated the movie was because those people were in it.
Potentially.
Yeah.
So, the biggest thing, one of the biggest complaints was casting.
Yeah,
as far as this movie goes. So
we can shrink the budget hard here.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
That has to come more from gamers, though, right?
Yeah.
Didn't like the casting. Because as a
100%.
general audience member, I don't know what people are supposed to look like.
You don't know that Lilith is not supposed to be played by a 55-year-old woman.
I definitely figured it out as I watched the movie. They threw things in the beginning and the end where it was like, man, I'm too old for this. But
I know.
As the story goes along, you're like, this doesn't add up. Like something like your mom had you when you were 20 for some weird reason.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When Claptrap reactivated himself, he's like, I've been down here 37 years. I was like, oh, you were 25 when your mom abandoned you? Or that math isn't real math, and really not for me. But yeah, unfortunately, Lilith was Cate Blanchett, and I have thoughts about her performance. So I mean, we'll get into that. But yeah, the casting of Kevin Hart came under great scrutiny because Roland in the games is this big, giant, hulking dude.
And that I looked up to see, okay, what are some of these characters supposed to look like, right? And Clint, I watched it last night, even said it would have been better off. I don't think of Kevin Hart as an action movie, someone that should be an action movie.
I want to see James Hauser in that role.
In Roland, I'd be even worse casting than Kevin Hart.
No, it'd be fantastic.
No.
I love Kevin Hart. I'm a huge Kevin Hart fan. Right. He was barely even Kevin Hart in the movie. He had no levels. There was not much given from him. And in fact, I would say his performance was like he got there and realized like, oh, geez, what did I sign up for? And so like that's how he acted the whole thing. Like, oh man, what did I do?
Oh yeah, for sure. As I said, the budget was $115 million. The movie made $33 million at the box office, not even close to what it needed to make. It's currently sitting at a 4.6 on IMDb, which is tied for 144th that we've covered with Ishtar and Half Past Dead, that Ja Rule Steven Seagal.
Half Past Dead was way better than this.
Oh, Ryan, that is just not true. That is ridiculous. I would have. I mean, believe me, I would have loved to have seen Kevin Hart shoot across the screen like a missile into another vehicle.
That would have made this on par with that.
But just because there's a couple moments from Half Past Dead that were better than some of the moments in Borderlands, overall, that's not even close. Not even close.
I don't know about that.
The critic score for this right now is at 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I thought you were going to say a 10.
No. 10. And the audience score is split. It's a 51% audience score. So
that seems right.
5 people. We've got 6 patrons playing along. We're going to have plenty of a sample size to see if that shakes out over the
Probably
course.
right.
I bet you that
Gamers hate it. General audiences were like, okay.
So yeah, we'll talk about it, man, because there was all kinds of things with the game that the game is awesome. If you guys haven't played Borderlands, it's got a very like how am I gonna say it? Cell shaded? Is that
cell shaded?
Cell shaded, like artistic style. Very cool. It's a looter shooter, so like the idea is just to constantly kill things and pick up their guns and do little tiny upgrades, and it's really cool. And then the story is good too. But here they must have assumed that this was the only one they were ever going to do, because they took a bunch from Borderlands 2, shoved it in with the story of Borderlands 1. And so I'm just sitting here going, well, what the hell would they have done if there was a Borderlands 2? Or if they had ever been greenlit for a sequel. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So gamers were pissed off because the people they cast were nothing like the characters. The plot was all, I mean, we'll get into it all, but I'm just saying, I think that this thing was set up for failure when it came out, because just from the trailer, it's one of those things like when they released Bill Skarsgård's picture as the new Crow, and people were so pissed off that they already decided they hated that movie before it even came out. Same thing. I remember when the cast photo of them all looking down the manhole or whatever of all the people in Borderlands, and people just were like, this is bullshit. Yeah, and it hadn't even come out yet. I'm like, this movie's hosed no matter what happens.
Yeah.
It's just hosed.
Right.
So I tried to go in as somebody that's, again, played a ton of the game as open-minded as possible, because my expectations were real low.
Right.
real low. And hopefully your expectations aren't super low for this episode. And we appreciate that you're here listening. If you want to reach out to the show, it's thisshowIstrash@gmail.com. You can also call the show, leave a voicemail at 262-757-8567. If you could do us one more favor, please tell a friend about Bad Movies Rule. Help us spread the word. The word of mouth is the best way. It's the way we've grown over the last 3.5 years. So if you've got somebody in your life that you know likes movies, likes comedy, likes people making comedy about movies, send them the link, send them a social media post or something. Let them know about Bad Movies Rule. And we appreciate everybody that's out there listening today in your car, at home, at work, wherever you're at. Settle back in here for a couple hours we spend in Pandora. It's going to be fun. You guys ready to pay some bills? Are you guys ready to talk about this masterpiece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever be.
It was a trick. I said that just to gauge all of your responses and reactions.
Let's go.
So I could see who's on what side or not.
I'm sorry. When do you want to talk about Borderlands?
No. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Oh.
Mr. 15 minutes. Why'd you quit after 15 minutes of the game?
I don't know. It just didn't hook me.
That's a riveting response.
I'm really
Thank you.
okay. Here's the thing: when it comes to RPGs, I really struggle if there's like a ton of dialogue. I'm just like blah 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 blah. I don't care. Can I go kill something?
Oh,
and fight
that's
something?
not how to play Borderlands.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
this is not to skip the cutscenes. Just
And then
get
I'm
to
like-
the shooting.
Escape. Go.
And they're like, make sure to complete the objective. I'm like, wait, what's the objective?
Yeah, because you skipped through the whole thing. Literally. Like, I don't even know who I am, where I am, what I'm supposed to do. Who are you? Why are you talking to me?
I just figured I should kill everything in sight.
That's not how it works.
It all goes
Shoot it
back to
all.
my Halo days.
I mean, it's mostly how it works, but it's not all how it works. Okay? All
That's why I
right.
have such a hard time with video games.
You are a big, massive Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Cate Blanchett famously does the opening voiceover to Lord of the Rings, right? The first.
Wait, she's the lady who did the intro for Borderlands, right?
Yes.
That's how I actually know her, is how great this intro was.
I just remember that being an all-time voiceover in Lord of the Rings, right? Like, but in secret, there was another ring was made, and all. She's like, it's so cool, that opening voiceover, and then this one starts, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a Cate Blanchett voiceover. Yeah, so in Pandora, these guys over here, this is where they hunt the vault and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is so crappier than the last opening movie voiceover that I remember her doing.
It's the New Jersey intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, she says, all right, the erudites left behind a bunch of scraps of technology, but the best stuff they kept in a vault locked in Pandora. They were these meta-humans, or they had all this advanced stuff, and then they went away forever. And now these idiots, sounds like a bunch of hogwash, right? Well, that's what I used to think. It's not great.
That's not great.
we got to, everybody that's never played the game before, we got to tell them at least as much as they need to know so that they understand what the hell is going on.
Right.
And I'm sitting there after that. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You're
come
fired up.
on. All right. I'm fired up. This is looking good.
I'm ready to go to New Jersey.
Let's go through this, slumming through this planet.
Right. And they got this satellite prison that's orbiting, and right at the end of her voiceover, you see a big side of it like explodes, and we open up the movie with Tiny Tina's jailbreak. She's being held in this prison. You're already shaking your head.
Yeah, I'm so mad about it.
Why are you mad? Nothing's happened yet.
The first thing, right? First thing we get is a ripoff of a Spaceballs joke.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He did come in with the Spaceballs joke.
Just a ripoff of a Spaceballs joke.
Yeah.
And which I go, okay, well, this is going to be humorous, right?
Yeah, sure.
And Kevin Hart then has a great line. He says, the shortest soldier, but saving the least funny
whatever. Because
daughter.
he comes in with this stormtrooper helmet on.
Yeah.
Basically, and he's like,
There's no air in here.
I can't breathe in this thing, which is literally the.
It's Rick Moranis. Yeah.
Everybody got that?
Okay. So
A recycled helmet, then a recycled joke about a helmet.
Yeah.
right, and this is the first thing where I'm like, again, try to be open-minded. I know everyone hated that Kevin Hart was in this movie, but when Tiny Tina is literally, if you watch the scene, they're eye to eye
Yeah.
with Tiny Tina.
Just didn't seem so tiny.
No, doesn't seem tiny at all when the first person we see her conversing with is Kevin frickin' Hart.
I didn't realize her name was Tiny Tina.
It is.
I don't think they ever said tiny.
Well, Tiny Tina's her name in the game.
Right. They never said tiny.
Because they didn't want to make Kevin feel bad. They pulled him aside. They're like, look, she's supposed to be Tiny Tina. Kevin's sitting in his, he's not coming out of his trailer. We have this joke in the script about how short he is. We got to do something. What are we going to do?
I got an idea. What we could do is just get rid of, don't even say the word tiny.
Yeah. Regular size Tina. We call her regular size Tina.
Average height Tina.
Completely average, normal, adequately sized Tina.
Massive Tina.
I feel like that's
If anything, I think she's actually too tall sometimes, you know?
right. But I think that's too on the nose if we call her totally normal, average Tina. Maybe just Tina.
We'll just go with Tina.
Yeah, Tina.
Kevin, come out. You can come out, man. We changed. We made the changes.
And-
new pages are in.
And we're going to make her go barefoot through the whole movie. So they're at the same height.
Right.
Maybe she's an inch shorter.
Maybe.
but Maybe.
Oh. He says Atlas sent me to save you. Her father, is trying to break her out of prison or whatever. And I'm like, oh, sick. Okay, Roland, who in the game's an awesome character, is going to solo the prison satellite, right? It's going to be awesome. Yep. He takes out a couple of dudes John Wick style, because everybody takes out dudes John Wick style since John Wick came out.
Right.
And as soon as you think he's going to do this by himself, Krieg, this giant psycho, breaks out of his half of the prison. And Krieg was another Borderlands 2 character that they jammed in. Him and Tiny Tina are the two I'm referencing.
Okay.
We're not till the sequel. But anyway, comes in. And I love how the way this now, psychos famously are not very talkative, or you can't really reason with them or anything. But Krieg is obviously a little bit different. But I love how all he has to say to him is, why don't you and I be friends? Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
It's Krieg, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he knows my name.
Right. Picks up Tiny Tina, who is like busted up in the corner from his door exploding.
Because he busted it open.
It open or whatever.
And the rest of those doors had plot armor.
Yeah.
Because there's psychos banging on those. And no, those are fine.
Right,
just Krieg. We just need him. We'll put the cheap glass in his door.
What do you say you help me get her out of here? And then off they go, and we assume they escape, but we don't see that they escape. They're just off.
So why does he tell her that he's with her dad?
Well, he's a Crimson Lance soldier,
Right.
which we see throughout the movie. The Crimson Lance is Atlas's. Pandora is basically just run by corporations. There's the Hyperion Corporation is probably the second most famous to Atlas, and there's a bunch of other ones as you see when you go through things, and they're all like run by these power-hungry CEOs and stuff. And so Atlas is the CEO of the Atlas Corporation,
Like Vegas.
and he has his own private army that goes around, and he's obviously also trying to find the vault. They're all trying to find the vault because they all want to be in power and control.
But at this
Tina-
point, go ahead.
Tina grew up in a lab getting lab tested on and blah, 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 blah. I'm assuming they're in Atlas's, I thought they were in Atlas's lab, not necessarily a prison, a place where they were doing testing on stuff. Like, I thought Atlas already had her.
That's what I thought, but
Right?
it would make sense because it's what it seems like.
I suspended that.
Either that,
Right.
but you bring
Right.
up a valid plot hole. Either that was the case,
Right.
and he was stealing her to use himself to get into the vault,
Right.
or he had a change of heart afterwards, which is the way the movie
Change of Kevin Hart.
Oh, good for you.
they had a change of heart after the fact, and now he's like, I don't want to bring you to your father. We'll go do the vault ourselves.
Right, but why would Dad need somebody to rescue her from Dad's prison?
What it doesn't make. Oh, you mean Tina should have been like, what are you talking about?
Wouldn't Tina be sitting in an Atlas testing facility if she grew up in an Atlas testing facility?
And wouldn't Roland know that she doesn't like him?
Yeah.
And especially if he's coming to save her.
Right.
Like, even just like, I'm getting you out of here.
So are we to assume that she had been
Stolen
scooped
by
up
somebody
else at
Yeah.
this point? But they don't.
Maybe.
I don't know, because
other
I'm pretty sure I saw the Atlas
I
logo in that prison.
Oh, that's
Right.
true on the doors.
All
yeah.
over the doors. That was an Atlas-owned facility.
All right, then
Explain it, James.
Here's what we're gonna say. Roland, who in the games is
I like this movie until right now. God damn it.
trying to make up for a past where he did bad things and is trying to do good things, we'll just say he came to steal her from her father to go open the vault himself, because Roland is a vault hunter, at least in the game.
And it would be confusing if he said, I'm here to steal you from your father, but I'm here from your father.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a former Crimson Lancer.
Yeah.
I guess that's right. The dad did not pay Kevin
And he was
Hart.
like
paying the kids land.
Yeah, and he was like a kidnapper. I guess
right,
they made mention of that.
I'm an idiot then.
All right, that's fine. We cut over
It's
to
confusing.
Promethea, and Lilith is there hauling in a bounty to, I mean, it's about as cliche as you get, to a bar, right? To toss a coin to the bartender. Buy some dance lessons for your kid. I got to haul this bounty in.
I'm getting too old for this.
Literally paint by numbers scripting and situation.
It's almost like they wrote this and went out and said, "Okay, we got a bunch of scripts from old movies here. Let's just pick the best lines out each one and throw it in here."
And it's not even just this scene; it's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the whole
No,
movie
it's the whole
is
movie. It's
lazily
ripped
written.
off of-
There's
yeah.
literally like every character you
AI.
find one like. Yeah, Jack Black. He goes, "Hey, easy on the merchandise." I'm like,
That's right.
What movie am I watching right now?
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
Every movie that's ever existed.
It's 2024.
Yeah. Yeah,
no one would talk like that.
I know.
If you built an AI robot or an AI program and said, okay, go out and write me a script loosely based on this game, this is what it returns.
Yeah. But Eli Roth, right, who is a main writer.
Yeah, he's a
and
good actor. He's a good
director.
writer and an actor and a director. Yeah.
But how much comedy had he done before
But the studio came in and shoved it straight up his pooper on this movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just, he wanted to make it, because another thing that the game fans had a problem with is it's PG-13. And every studio, they never learn their lesson. They go, well, I know this is a property that's a certain way and people love it that way, but we want those kids to be able to come to the movie theaters. Guess what? Moms are not taking their kids to see Borderlands, whether it's PG-13 or
Because
not.
mom didn't want to watch it.
No.
Okay.
Well, also just like the guys in the masks and all
Yeah,
those things. Like I would have been leery. Like I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
About.
So just make it, because the sense of humor of the game is hilarious. The best thing Borderlands has going for it is it's like really cutting badass humor.
Yeah.
And they have to throw all of that pretty much out the window when you don't make it an R-rated movie.
Well, and I went and looked at some of the reviews from the critics too, and one critic said some snide remark, and then had, it's an ultra-violent movie. I'm like, where? Like, have you not seen Pulp Fiction? Have you not ever seen John Wick and some of these other movies? That this is there's
Ultraviolet
no blood.
for a kids movie.
Maybe kind of bumping it up against those other movies. It's not ultra violent. I thought they hit a lot of it. Yeah, you see them shooting and you see guys going down, but there's no blood spatters, no limbs getting shot off, none of that.
No, not one drop of blood from all these people being shot.
This isn't even ultra violent compared to me coming home with a detention or something.
Right?
You want to see some blood fly?
Right, no kidding.
I also think that, like, if I'm a parent and there's a video game movie that comes out, I'm going to look at what that video game is and be like, is my kid allowed to play this game? If it's rated M for mature, it doesn't matter if it's a PG-13 movie. I'm not letting my kid go see the
then
movie
they're gonna wanna
because I
play
don't
the
want them to
game.
play the game.
So then the fan base is pissed, so they're not going to go see it. The people you were trying to get in aren't going to go see it, and that's how you end up with $30 million made off $115 million budget.
Yeah, and stuck with the only comic relief in the whole movie being a Disney sidekick character.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Claptrap. I think out of all the characters, he's probably the closest to being dead on. But again, doesn't loses a lot of what he could do because of the rating.
Yeah. But your point is you play to the fans.
Yes.
I mean, learn the lesson that whatever you're making, there's people that love this and there's a reason that they love it. And you got to stay true to that. Even if it's going to push a little bit of the extra people away.
That's fine.
You're mining the name. You're mining this video game for the recognition and for the people to come and see it.
Right.
That's why you put the name on it, the marketing. That's why you put name actors in it.
Right.
Is to, it's just like a mishmash, right?
Right.
You're trying to capitalize on the name of the video game, very popular video game. You're trying to cater to people like, I don't know much about Borderlands. I'm not a gamer, but I know these actors. Oh, Jack Black's in it? Okay. Yeah. And then you show up and it's like, it's not even Jack Black's voice.
No, I hear you.
Obviously, everyone was really pissed off because we're trying to get through scenes that are happening in this movie. We got through the first scene and everyone's like, but what about this?
I know.
Everyone was ready to unload.
So these three guys walk up to Lilith while she's at this bar, like, hey, we got this job for you. Oh, cool. Let me just murder all of you.
Yeah.
Was that the job? Can I get paid already? Because I did. It took 4 seconds. Like, you didn't even hear what the freaking job was.
No.
You better hope the job was to murder. The good thing you did that because
these two people to somewhere.
I was going to ask you if you could get these guys home to their children.
Yeah.
They need to be snuck. They need to be smuggled out of here.
You see the man on the left? Yes. That's my son.
Right. Oh, crap.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, is this bar the Continental? Because the bartender's like, nope, not in here. No business conducted in here.
Oh, my gosh. Then Atlas, we think is Atlas, over here starts clapping and like, oh, I would expect nothing less. It's she murders him too.
Immediately.
It's like a
mid-sentence.
Like, you don't even know what they want. I'm going to give you $10 million to take my kids to this other planet. Like, you don't even know.
I want to know who that guy was who was wearing the thing.
We'll never know.
What was he? He's just a banker. He's got wife and 3 kids. She's pregnant right now.
The other 3 walked up to him like, do me a favor, you just wear this.
Put this on.
We're going to go talk
Here,
to them.
check out these new headphones.
Okay.
He was an Uber Eats driver.
Right. That's all it was there for.
You think he could just walk away? It had to be someone they knew because, it is a little bit, hard to tell because at one point he shoots the guy, right?
Yeah.
The body shoots the guy.
Right.
And then the next thing he goes, okay, now hand her that thing. Right. Oh, okay. So you can't really tell. Does Atlas have control of the body?
I don't think he does.
Hey, walk over there. Do this, do that.
I thought the mask was cool because now the guy, as he's killed, the mask starts talking. He's like, hey, put me on. Like the only guy that's still alive.
Yeah.
Come over here and grab this mask and put me on. And so he's talking through these surrogates basically to her. And finally, after she's done murdering people, he's like, here's the job, and murders her current bounty because he's worth the same dead or alive. I need you to go find Tina. This is the job. Somewhere on Pandora, she's been stolen from me. And she doesn't want to go to Pandora. She freaking hates Pandora. But then he pays her so much money. He's like, oh, maybe you do make enough
She's
money.
like,
to send me to
I'll do
Pandora."
it for that. Right after I deliver this guy.
Nope.
That's
over right now. So she goes to Pandora, and they really hit. And I don't know if this was editing down from like what the studio had them do, but there's like a montage. It's kind of weird. Right when she lands, they're like, "Yeah, so I talked to some kids, and I fought some psychos, and I killed those guys." And I'm like, "Can we see these scenes, please? That would be great."
I was expecting them to get to the end of the movie and be like, and that was the end of the movie.
And that was the end.
You almost miss all of the cool stuff in this. That was one of the things I felt like too. Is it's like they just glazed over so much stuff and gave you an easy solution for almost every scenario they got put in.
Yeah.
It was jarring when she said, I've been on the trail for 2 weeks and haven't found anything.
You were?
That happened in like 10 seconds.
And I was like, you just got there.
You were, literally just got there.
It seems like you walked down the street and then went like 2 weeks later.
Time is funny on Pandora.
Welcome, Vault Hunter.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say when she's like meets the bus driver here.
Yes, the blue bus.
I actually was trying to figure out, is she on a side quest right now? On the main, is she following the main storyline? Like I was thinking, like game logic. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? Because it's so confusing what's happening.
So this is main story because anyone that's played the game knows that the very beginning of Borderlands 1, you start off on this bus with this guy, and it's where you pick your character or whatever, and he drops you off at your first thing, and that's the beginning of Borderlands.
So now we're like 3 weeks into this, and we just get to the beginning
of the game.
Okay.
And now I'm about to see if any of you have played this other game. That guy that played the bus driver, Dutch Vanderland. Anybody recognize that name?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. That is the guy that played Dutch Vanderlyn in Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption 1.
No, I haven't played that one either.
Oh, come on.
It's a good game.
I don't play good games.
The head of the Dutch Vanderlyn gang. Awesome.
I looked him up, and he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in a
Yeah,
couple things that I
he's in a few
recognized, but
things.
didn't recognize him from anything.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely his
Gotta
biggest thing.
start playing more games, I guess.
Red Dead is a freaking masterpiece.
I missed a
Absolutely.
lot of games while I was in recovery.
Yeah. Gaming recovery.
I'm an addict. I'm an addict.
Here's the thing. I don't even know where the hell she's going. Where is this bus taking her? It drops her off somewhere. Where is this place supposed to be?
Firebird City.
I don't
Is
know.
that right?
Well, there's nothing. She gets to like, well, here's another garbage heap from the last garbage heap you were just at somewhere else in Pandora.
We just drove around in a circle.
Right.
Don't forget your luggage, but doing.
They just drove around the landfill and then, forgot her luggage, but bus driver yeets that off the top of the bus somehow.
She gets there and she's camping out that night. And this is when Claptrap wakes up and says he's been reactivated. He's been under this garbage heap. He's probably the last one still active. And he's there to help her. He's been programmed to reawaken when she returns. And she's like, that's weird.
So he's 2 weeks
Shoots her.
late.
Yeah. And that's when I was like 37 years. Were you 25 years old when mom left you? Have you seen
had to have
Lilith
been.
lately? It's been a rough couple of years for her.
Bounty hunting's hard.
Yeah.
The bounty hunters, she might be like 38, but in bounty hunter years, it's like 55.
Does she shoot everybody she meets for the first time?
Seems that way.
Does seem that
Because she nails Claptrap about 3 times too.
I think that's the Pandoran greeting. You just
Wasn't
roll
even
up
when she
and-
was on Prometheus, she shot everybody that she met. I'm surprised the bartender didn't get smoked when she sat down.
Already knew the bartender.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Everybody knew.
The bartender probably has a scar from when the first time they met. And
The
she
bus
shot her.
driver is lucky to be alive.
He is.
Hey, this is your stuff. Oh, geez, come on. Just trying to tell you that this is where you get off the bus.
I was waiting for her to say, like Jim Rome style, call me Vault Hunter one more time. Just
And Claptrap's like, and I'd like to know who did it because you're not a very nice person. I want to know who to blame. And he's stuck with her for life, he says, right? I've got to take care of you or follow you around or whatever.
Don't at all wish that something terrible and tragic would happen to you.
That's right. She goes, all right, if you're going to be around, be useful, and hands her a picture of Tiny Tina. It's basically like, hey, Google this chick. Okay. And he's like, no problem. Scanning for this child. I'm like,
Scanning.
find kids in your area or whatever the heck he's looking.
Can't you do this without the music? Yes, I can.
I think
Scanning.
Lovingpedos.net.
I was like, man, how'd you find a child so quickly? That's kind of disconcerting.
This is what I've been programmed for.
Make sure you're using incognito mode, Claptrap.
put your VPN on.
FBI on the floor.
All of a sudden, a black SUV rolls out from behind a garbage pile. You're going to have to come with us.
The FBI from Earth shows up on Pandora to arrest.
It's the guy from To Catch a Predator. Please have a seat.
the door. Yeah.
Chris Hansen
Chris
comes and
Hansen
says,
rolls out.
Claptrap, would you have a seat over here, please? I see from your scan that you're looking for young ladies in the area.
That's
See,
right.
this is not the first. This isn't the first time. Here's a whole list. Rolls out
That's
a
right.
dot matrix printout of all of his scans.
Of course, you're free to leave at any time. They find her. She's like, I don't know what, 97 days walk or whatever. So Lilith's like, all right, we're going to need some wheels. She snipes some psycho to get his wheels. Those cars are on. I like the little nod when she says, time to catch a ride, which is a thing from the game. And there are these stations all over Pandora where you could spawn a car, one of those same cool looking cars from the game. And it was always this dude, Scooter, would come up on the kiosk, go, catch a ride. It was like the catchphrase of the whole thing. So.
And those, I mean, the vehicles, the set pieces, the costumes, those are all really well done, as far as I know as a general audience member.
Yes.
But yeah, like those cars, super cool.
Yeah.
The guns, the weapons,
Yeah,
all of
those
that.
are pretty cool.
revolver that rotates the
Yeah,
barrel.
man.
That was sick.
Dude, the guns in Borderlands are badass, dude. Because they're all like, all the different corporations make their own. And so you find like a Hyperion gun or a Atlas gun or whatever, and they all do different things and they're all modified. And that's one of the things I thought they nailed in this movie.
That stuff was super fun.
Yeah.
I did read something though that a lot of the guns, or not a lot of them, certain guns had like more elemental, like bullets.
There'd be like fire bullets on some,
and like acid bullets. And I think maybe
yeah.
that's why they did it with the pipes or bursting.
That's why the bright colors then.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The acid bullets.
The acid bullets, yeah.
They get to the junkyard.
They dropped those acid bullets.
Got these MDMA bullets.
That's why the psychos are so messed up, dude. Shooting themselves with acid bullets.
Tripping out for days.
That's why they talk like that. Their brains are melted.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Cannibal Frog Circus.
That's a good name for a band.
Yeah.
They get to the junkyard. She looks around for about 4 seconds and I don't know, smells Tina, I guess, because she starts talking to her before she sees her, knows that she's in the room or whatever, because she's that good of a bounty hunter. She just
saw the stuffed animal.
She saw the bunny.
Yeah.
Sure, she hasn't been here in weeks. There's clearly a stuffed bunny here. People don't leave these around for weeks, not in a junkyard, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Not in a landfill.
This bunny is mid-play. I can tell.
I can tell. It's just
Still
recently
warm.
It's recently jostled.
Well, in a watch through, when you realize that she can find these keys, and then you realize that Tina is part of the key, but isn't.
Right. She finds her, basically says, "I'm here to bring you back to your father. Your father's worried about you." And she's like, "Daddy, I love Daddy. He's the best dad ever. I can't wait to go back to Daddy." And she's got these bunny ears on, and
she doesn't stop talking like that the whole movie.
No.
Do you want to touch my badonkadonk?
yeah, can you grab my badonk?
Yeah,
She's
grab my badonkadonk.
I'm sorry, Claptrap is downstairs if you want that Claptrap thing.
He's in the
help
black
you.
van.
He's in the black
Predator's over there.
Head over there, please.
She's like she's trying to be an adolescent version of Harley Quinn mixed with Jackie from
That 70s show?
70s show.
Yeah.
Yes. But here's how good you are, because that's literally what she said in an interview. She was playing her like Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Which is another thing that pissed everybody off.
Yeah.
Because Tiny Tina is, in the game, a psychopath.
Okay.
Like, talks even more, even faster. Will be the little kid that wants to have a tea party with you, but also will, like, want to rain body parts and kill people and loves explosives and stuff. But, like, they neutered that so much in this movie. Like, she's an abject psycho in the game.
Yeah.
And here she just played it like kind of normal half the time. And the other half of the time, she likes grenades or whatever. But she said she was playing it like Harley Quinn's little sister. And I'm like, this is just not the character.
No, it only came off as annoying.
Explosions.
Yeah.
It was just annoying the whole time. The sing-songy way that she recited her lines, it just was annoying. It was, I didn't think she was crazy or had any sort of problems. It was just...
It was bad. And she basically is faking that she loves her dad. And the Bodonkadonk is her bunny that's going to blow up and ends up blowing Lilith out of the little trailer that they're in or whatever. And Tiny Tina's already up on top of this like garbage heap and saying, "Time to rain down with your body parts," or whatever. And starts chucking grenades down.
She's like bunny.
Grenade animals.
throwing them like when my kids were 2, how they would throw.
Yeah.
Did you notice that the way she throws things?
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, just small little dinosaur arms. Like, chuck that thing.
That's right.
Felt like a Mario boss.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yes.
she had the same movement. She's like,
So
here's a
easy.
bomb.
Here's
Here's
a
a bomb. Here's a bomb.
Yeah.
That's a good pull. Krieg comes out of his car that he's sleeping in and wants to lick her spine clean or something. I don't know. Again,
Promise.
no. He starts chasing Lilith around trying to kill her, and then the Crimson Lance show up on their cool hover bikes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Knox and her bangs really want Tina, right? They're just like, she pulls up, man. Those bangs go all the way around to her
The
ears.
bowl cut bangs.
This is like
She's got nega sideburns.
a mullet with bangs, man. It's like
It's
business up front. The party was still in the back, though, man.
She thinks she's so cool
Oh,
on
yeah.
that hover bike, guys.
It's Lloyd Christmas's sister.
She did. She pulls up. She was like, whatever, I got it on sale, right? Like, I traded the van for it straight up.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the energy that she's giving when she pulls up and she's kind of sighing. I'm like, well, you could just give me Tina right now.
She's like, you are one pathetic loser.
That's right. Right. And Tina, throws her another bunny. And I'm like, if a demented, psychopathic looking bunny-eared child throws you a dirty, raggedy rabbit, knock it down. Knock it down.
Wait.
Don't catch it. Right.
Knock it down.
Knock it down. You catch it and stare at it, and then when the red eye starts blinking, continue to stare at it, and then go, oh no, at the last second and throw it.
Gonna
Harry,
blow your bangs right off.
I took care of it, okay?
Right. I took care of it. How many of those bunnies she have stuffed in her hoodie? She just pulls them out all the time. They always want to catch and inspect. It doesn't make any sense. All right, Roland rolls in. Kevin Hart, I leave you alone for 5 minutes. And the chase is on. And there's this big chase sequence now where the whole Crimson Lands and their stupid drone, they're like drones more than anything, these bikes.
Yeah.
Right? These drone bikes that are flying through the air and their whole army are chasing after him. Who is this? He doesn't know who this is. Oh, it's a bounty hunter. I'm here to take Tina to Atlas, and which is like the exact kind of person they'd probably avoid or kill.
Right.
But in this situation, she's like, but don't worry, I'm on your side now because I wasn't about to watch somebody shoot a kid. Okay, cool. We're a team. It was like so fast.
No, they want to shoot a kid. I'm on your team now. Let's go. We got 90 minutes to get this movie
even
done.
later when he pulls the gun on her to be like, you're just a scumbag bounty, and she's like, don't worry, I'm on your team. He's like, okay, and he puts his gun away.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I kind of paused. I'm jumping ahead a little bit because we're skipping all the.
No, we're going to talk about the car. We're going to talk about all that.
But yeah, when I was like, oh, geez, she's like, well, believe me, when he hears of what I did back there, you have no choice, but we have to be best friends. So.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, nah, you're right.
All
You're
right.
right. Yeah.
Pinky swear?
Now we have to be spit brothers. And they spit in their hands, and that's basically what we just become best friends.
Yep.
During the car chase, there are a few moments in this movie, like I said, that were pure Borderlands. When Roland gets out on the mounted gun, and then Lilith's hanging out the passenger door, smoking dudes. I'm just like, yes, all right, this is Borderlands.
For 10 seconds.
For 10 seconds. It's fantastic. And the cars come around, and they're like, we got him pinned in on all sides until he needed to turn left, and then that car moved out of the way. And then he can turn left on another freaking side path.
Easy solution. Turn this way.
All of these signs that you have to crash through to get into Piss Wash Gully.
Yeah.
Poof. Like, what did those signs say?
Piss Wash Gully.
Do not enter. Full of Thresher piss.
There is pee everywhere.
Pissed
Caution.
on.
Seriously, that's the third sign. Stop right now. Fine. If you want to be full of piss, that's the last sign.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
That's
Rat
fine.
race.
Seriously. There's so many.
Do not roll down your window.
Okay, that scene,
Yeah, that pissed
that could
me
have
off.
been 5 seconds long. Her rolling the window down and him saying, no, don't. And then the piss coming in. Instead, it's 30 seconds of them arguing, which made no sense.
This just, okay. This is a great, encapsulation of the problem with the writing in this movie in particular, because they're like, let's roll down a window just so we can get that hilarious joke of piss flying into the truck. But then in its execution, it's like, why the window down? No, assuming you have control of the freaking window in the front seat, but even if you don't, you argue about it, all the piss flies in, and they're like, oh, there's piss in my truck, and that's it, and that's the joke.
And that's the level of Kevin Hart's acted in this.
Yes.
Again, I love Kevin Hart. He literally was like, now there is piss all on the inside of my truck.
Right.
As flat as a board. You're not upset.
Oh.
You're not.
Yeah.
Here's a funny way to write this scene. We're going to rewrite the scene right now. They drive through Piss Wash Gully. They realize they're in Piss Wash Gully. They didn't read the signs as they're crashing through it. They're like, oh my gosh, what is that? Right? Because maybe it's so bad you can't even smell it.
I'm sure it's coming in through the ventilation.
Through the ventilation, and like, oh my gosh, that's piss. Like, don't worry, guys, we're totally safe in this car. Right? It's the windows are up or it's fine or whatever, and it starts to come in through like the
cracks,
the cracks or the sunroof or whatever, because he had the thing he goes up through, right?
Yeah,
and it's like rattling because they're crashing around or whatever, and it starts to come in, and then and now they're screaming and freaking out, and they're trying to get the thing to stop and seal it up, and it's coming in, and they're all it would have been 10 times funnier than if they're just like, I'm gonna roll the window down on purpose, yell at each other, and then it comes in and douses
instead of
Splash Mountain.
Right. Instead, he's trying to drive while they're freaking out because the piss is dripping in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, the whole scene as a dad pissed me off. Just roll the effing window up. Or, you know what? I'm driving a Chevy Tahoe that's tricked out. I'm just going to roll the damn window up myself and lock the freaking thing.
And stay away from the thermostat.
And you know what else? We're going to turn this car around right now and go back to the garbage heap if you ever do that again.
Are we there yet?
Yeah.
No, they have to drive through the skull of a thresher to get away. They're not there yet.
I got to go to Wally World.
Okay. Yeah.
Got to punch a moose in the nose.
Sardine showers.
The only way to go is forward. This thresher is coming. Like they interrupted this thresher's 2 p.m. piss soak or whatever.
Thresher or graboid?
Yes.
Threshold.
Threshold.
Hemorrhoid.
It comes up. I'm a big scary Borderlands monster, and he hits rocket boosters on his SUV, and they rocket through his
Right
mouth
through it,
with
'cause it
rockets.
can't go backwards.
Boom! They blow up.
Yeah.
I
Blow
guess
a
the
hole
bad
in the back
guys-
of his throat.
Bad guys don't have rocket boosters on their cars.
Or flying vehicles.
Sucks to suck, or that.
They had some explanation, like, well, because we're on the land, they can't. They had some sort of explanation why they're not chasing after them anymore.
Oh, pisses in our tires. We can't go anywhere.
Well, and they were open. They're open, bikes, and Knox didn't want to get her bangs messed up with
Exactly
piss.
what it is. Exactly. They stopped to change a tire, which is really just an excuse to catch up everybody in the movie and like, who are you? Who am I? Why am I here? I'll pull a gun on you because you're a bounty hunter. They know the whole. This is about the vault. Lilith finds out. She's pissed off. There's a bunch of bounty hunters or vault hunters.
Are psychos like extremely strong? Is that the idea?
Not all. I mean, Krieg is extremely strong.
Yeah, because he's lifting that truck up like
Psychos, there's like all varying levels. In the game, there's a bunch of like short little people psychos that run at you with machetes that aren't in this movie except for one scene, which we'll get into, where they have like one quick moment where they look down like another room and there's like a bunch of little ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they at least nodded to it. I don't know why they didn't want to have them because usually they all have like a little sidekick with them.
You got to pay more for the smaller people.
Machetes, I guess. I don't know. They changed the tire. They
Didn't have enough insensitivity credits for the movie script.
No, stupid, the elves do. No, Robbie, they're called little people.
That's right.
So watching this again, I was trying to figure out Roland's reason for helping her.
For helping Lilith?
Yeah.
Or Tina?
No, Tina.
I think he wanted to
Normal
open the
size
vault.
Tina.
I think he's a vault hunter and he needs her to open the vault.
Yeah, so it has to be what it is, right? That's what Lilith busts him out as. But he never really says yes or no.
Right.
He also has zero interest at the end getting in that vault.
No, he doesn't.
So maybe he changed his mind by the end or something. But really, throughout the whole movie, going back, it was one of those things I was like, I got to catch what
He
his...
only wanted to be in that vault with the little girl.
Jokey.
Okay, but he's always playing like he's trying to help her.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's basically just a giant douche.
I think he nods to it at some point. We're not there yet. But
I was
think he
nodding
nods
too
to it.
when watching his performance, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, you weren't at all. No.
That didn't happen.
You were awake the whole time.
All right, it's time to go to Sanctuary City. They mask up walking through town because there's wanted posters. I thought the masks were cool.
Yeah, those were
Yeah.
cool.
Like holographic masks.
Is
as they're
that a
walking
game
through
thing?
Town. Not that I remember.
No?
That was an add-on. But I thought that was a nice touch. It fit well within the
Ryan, make me
within
one
the
of those.
setting. They get to Moxie's. Now, Mad Moxie is a character, a famous character from the Borderlands games. And
I knew
she
it had to be,
was
just from the costume.
great. Yes. And she's older. She's actually in her 50s in the game. And so the fact they got a 62-year-old Gina Gershon to play Moxie, totally fine with that.
Well, they had a 55-year-old originally.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wait, that's the same age as Lilith, so it doesn't make sense.
Got to be a little older.
So, let's find a 62-year-old who's only 3 years younger than Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right.
And I looked up all those ages.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
This doesn't
yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Between Cate and Gina and Jamie, there's more old racks out here than an abandoned Kmart. Okay. Like it was just like, how many old racks are we going to have to
I
look
was like,
at?
are there body doubles here? Are their racks just that good?
No.
Because, man, there's a lot of geriatric titty in this movie.
I've got a theory on the boobs.
Oh.
I think the older you are on Pandora, the more cleavage you show. Because by the time they get to Jamie Lee Curtis, she's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, are we going to see Lilith's great grandma? Because I'm scared.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
She just have them out. I think you get to be a matron, the matron stage.
Yeah, at some point.
Can't even see my belly button.
Yeah.
It's because your tits are in the
they're
way.
just out.
Maxie's character, though, I knew it was like...
Moxie. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It was a game character.
100%.
Just the costume, the little hat on the side of her head, the way she talked. Why don't you come up and see me sometime?
Welcome to Moxie.
Yeah.
And tells Lilith, like, your mother loved you so much. She's there to give directions to the next waypoint in the game, basically, which is to go meet the scientist that's going to tell you where to find the next key from. It's just like very video gamey.
Yeah.
Just giving off like saving or loading screen tips.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Make sure not to lick doorknobs in this universe.
And remember, you can press X to crawl at any time.
This is the save button. Do not turn off your system while his logo appears.
And the directions she gives, I almost feel like it was supposed to be farther away.
No,
but they go out the back door and it's like right there.
It's like right there. Oh, yeah, you just go right out the back here.
Well, it's lucky you're here. Yeah.
And the password is Echo.
It's Echo.
Echo.
But if you forget, I'm like 10 feet away. You can come out.
Yeah, you can just come right back.
She did say Echo twice, though.
That's right.
Right.
Bobby Lee is sitting in the bar and recognizes Roland through his mask.
Right.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's my bestie, Roland. Oh man. I know that you like left the Crimson Lance and you're going rogue and stealing Tina and all that, but I would never do anything to hurt you.
I'm not going to turn you in.
We're old roommates and you're my buddy.
That's not on the nose at all.
And as he's reaching for his gun, and Moxie just comes over and tases him right in his neck. And off they go to meet Tanis upstairs. Tanis, played by, as we said, Jamie Lee Curtis, who said she played it. And I thought if this is what she was going for, then she nailed it. She said she played her like she was autistic.
I was gonna say that.
Yes.
She
like
said
She
straight
exactly
up.
did.
Yes. Straight up.
Straight up.
That's what she did. And so-
It makes sense because it's just another character that didn't have a lot of levels.
no,
to her,
not at all.
and there was nothing spectacular or even very good.
Necessary.
No
Like they could have
worthy.
just had a posting board.
And it could have been anybody.
Yeah. Could
Was
have been
she
a cardboard cutout.
Was she a video game character?
Tanis is yes.
Is she like that?
No. I mean, she's a little weird, but she's not as old either, I think, as Tanis was in this. Yeah.
Real quick too about like how to get up there.
Yeah.
The echo joke
Yeah.
is just so lame.
Yeah.
And unneeded.
Yep.
And it's just an example of like the writing being, I don't know who it's for.
You need me. You bitches will be dead without me.
That's
because
right.
I said echo
Right after
like
it.
an echo.
That's what she says. Yeah, right.
like-
Because she's special, and she'll tell you this over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
She's the special.
Yeah.
This isn't a redirect. Whoa!
Because I'm special.
They go up to meet Tanis, and we also find out that Lilith has a past with Tanis. That Tanis is the one that took her after her mother left her, and left her with a bunch of murderers and thieves and whatever, and
Tradespeople.
That's what your mother wanted, though.
Yeah, she's like, you abandoned me. She's like, I don't know, it worked out fine.
Left her
You're
with
fine."
tradespeople, mechanics, welders, pipe fitters, HVAC guys. I mean, how could that have been bad?
Right.
This is
Look how well
exactly
you-
the type of woman would happen if you leave him with a bunch of tradesmen.
That's right.
That's exactly what would happen.
Would turn into Lilith.
I've been there. I was
yeah, go ahead.
I was a perfectly normal child until then. Yeah.
Until your parents left you with the tradespeople?
Yeah.
That's right. The hairdo, Lilith's hairdo especially,
Yes.
is just magnificent. I always feel like every scene that goes by, it's getting more and more
Further to the right.
further and further and further to the right. Like at this point at night, she's out on the balcony and Tina comes out to give more exposition to tell, just so hey audience, I was made in a lab by my father. Like we got to deliver that bit of
Right.
exposition.
Right.
And it's not come out in a natural way or anything like that. It's just, I have information to deliver to you. Here it is. By this point, Lilith's hair looks like it's trying to escape the movie. It's like
It's anime hair.
anime hair.
it's
for
like-
sure.
She knocks her out with it.
It looks like a plant that's growing towards the
I
sunlight.
was going to say it's attracted to the moon. Just
Here's like, I'm
slowly
done.
growing that way.
I'm in Borderlands. I'm not wanting to be in Borderlands anymore. I'm out. And it's just
No.
trying to reach and grab for anything it can grab
The
onto.
wig's trying to call its agent. You know.
One more cringy scene with Tina giving exposition on the balcony, and the hair's like, and for that reason, I'm out.
Peace.
It's not even a movie thing. It's the actual
Yeah.
the wig's like, dude, get me out of here.
Seriously. I paid a lot of money for that wig. Probably made more than Greenblatt did for playing Tiny Tina.
They're remaking Chucky. I could totally be over in that studio. right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. They find out that the second key they need is in Caustic Caverns, which is a location from the games, but Claptrap was spotted by Knox, so they have to smuggle everybody out of town in a dumpster.
Right. I love that. All right, this place is on lockdown. Nobody in or out. Get this thing out of here.
That's
Yeah. Take
What
the
is this?
garbage out.
in the
Hey,
same sentence.
Easy solution.
What is this, a human-sized garbage container? Well,
Easily
no,
put
get that,
5
get out of
people
here.
in here, no
yeah,
problem.
Let this one go. Let this one go.
After this, everybody
you check all of them because it could have people in there.
Set up the checkpoint right here. This one's passed already. The rest of you get right here. We're starting now.
Okay, it's starting now, guys. Starting now. So stupid.
We could check this one real quick, though.
Yeah.
No. That's overtime. If we got to pay the union overtime if we check that one.
It is significantly heavier than normal, though. I mean, this thing's real heavy.
Claptrap's just pushing it. What's that? I saw him on To Catch a Predator. That's amazing. The first robot ever. All right, let's get to Caustic Cavern. So this main story mission starts with them finding a manhole that they open up and getting into there and finding a river of acid flowing through this underground cavern.
Finding that manhole was super difficult.
Yeah, it was. I'll check under this pile of debris.
Yes, the only pile of debris around here.
The only garbage not in the garbage pile right over the manhole cover.
Because in Borderlands, dude, there's like a literal waypoint. They're like, you know exactly where you have to go because there's a little thing right on it. Like, here's the door, right? So that's why they're able to find it so easily.
Got it.
Yeah. They get down there. There's a precarious, rotting catwalk,
Right.
which Tina jumps on immediately. And I was like, oh, maybe she'll die. No. Not
Close.
Can't. She's special.
Nope. And they all make their way across, no problem, of course. I did like the joke with the flower, though, because it was it was a cliche scene. So when it started, this moment where she's like, oh, look, hope blooms everywhere. I'm like, oh, good God, I've seen this scene so many times. And then when Claptrap jumps down on top of it, like, I did it. I opened the door and starts dancing.
Grinding on it.
Yes. I was like, all right.
And
They subverted my expectations. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Good job.
Finally,
also
a joke that surprised you.
You're welcome.
It also makes you like a little bit annoyed at Claptrap, but also glad that he ended the scene.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I'm like, good, let's move on.
They find this place full of bloodshots, and bloodshots are psychos that even psychos are scared, right? They paint them as this group of people that are the worst of the worst, the baddest of the bad.
They're the psychos.
Right. There's too many of us. There's too many of them for us to shoot. Like they go around. Not just in video games, but even in post-apocalyptic movies where these gangs of these guys.
Yeah.
I always wonder, what the hell do these guys do all day long in these freaking encampments, right?
Right.
Like there's
Set each other on fire.
right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy's throwing knives.
They play darts with other psycho bodies or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
They light each other. We have pit fights.
Trip out on acid
Right.
bullets. You know.
They do drugs, I'm assuming. Yeah. But how do they fill their day, man?
Bingo starts at 6 p.m. tonight.
I'm saying, I'd be bored out of my mind.
Shuffleboard at 9.
Yeah.
What the hell do these guys?
I kept waiting for Fender to pop out.
I like the bloodshots. I hate water. I like the misery. Yes. I like the killing. Yeah, these dudes are just minding their own business, having a great time.
Yeah.
Sharpening their knives.
Sharpening their knives.
They look like they're having fun.
Talking about people they've, killed.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell else you would do.
You play paper, rock, scissors. Who goes for the grocery run?
That's right. What is the grocery?
Light each other's farts on fire.
Right.
Gary's got to go to Sendix.
They workshop the attack down the
Oh, that's
who's
what it
going to
is.
go. What order are we going to go in when we got to fight? They just caught him on a break between.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
Got it.
So Claptrap goes, and our chances of getting past them are, wow, 0. You never see that. Well, guess we got to go. I analyzed 16 million possible scenarios, and they all ended failure. Yeah,
Did you try with a distraction?
specifically with you as a distraction? Nope. So here he rolls through the bloodshot again.
Easy solution.
It's just this first person view of them all looking at this robot, and he gets around to the other side of them and turns around so they're all facing him. And this,
I love this.
Yeah.
You loved it?
I thought it was great.
If it was half as long, I would have liked it more.
I liked it fine. But to me, all it did was illustrate the PG-13-ness of
Right.
it compared to what Claptrap could have actually said in a Borderlands moment. Instead, he goes, you guys ought to eat your butts, you puss crotches, or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is the most PG-13, like, what he would have said to these guys.
Almost PG.
No, it wasn't just-
honestly.
Almost PG.
It wasn't that part that I liked. That thing I thought was stupid. The part that Tina told him to say was like, this is definitely not a ploy to me to distract you.
I'm not doing this on my own, but if I were,
I'm like, you're failing miserably at this.
And he's ripping that, and then they're just like, oh, okay, let's Scooby-Doo behind these guys.
Meanwhile,
To
they're
the
all
stairs.
sneaking up the stairs.
they might have well just had the Scooby-Doo tiptoe noise.
Yeah.
These guys unload after he tells them to eat his ass or whatever with their ass or their loser ass faces or whatever he said. And 4,000 bullets into Claptrap. He's fine.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish. He kind of rolls up like, ugh.
He sheds an exoskeleton of some sort.
He does. Yeah. He rolls around and meets up with them. And I go, which way did he go?
Yeah, he went the short way.
To get to where they were.
Why didn't they just go that way?
Why didn't you go that way? Because he can't go upstairs. Stairs, if you play the game, it's his mortal enemy.
Oh, because they make a plan and then it's like, there's nothing we can't do. Stairs!
There's actually, they make it a really big moment. I think it's in Borderlands 2, where he's like rallying, like, yeah, we're going to go kill the final bad guy, and come on, we're going to go. And these big doors open, and it's a huge set of stairs, and he just is like, no! Right? It's a great moment in the game. It's hilarious. I love that nod, but I just remembered they all went up the stairs. I'm like, well, there's no way. So how the hell did he get up by them?
Yeah.
There was another way to go. Bottom line.
Well, it's this place, Bloodshot's place is ADA compliant. There's a ramp that he caught.
They get into the storage room, and they're like, it's going to take 4 days to search, but even longer because you require rest every 16 hours,
Yeah.
But she senses where the key is.
Gosh, if they would have played that up a little bit better too, like she had some weird sense or a tingle, or you saw some sort of.
No, it looks like she was just like, oh, it's in here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The oldest, dustiest box in the club.
Exactly. I made the comment last night that I'm like, wow, that's where I would look is go the one that looks like it hasn't been touched in 100 years.
Everybody's been searching through here for it. That's the one spot nobody's looked yet.
Right.
The frickin' knight from Last Crusade's like, you chose wisely.
They're going to sneak back out of there, but they all got to wait while Claptrap takes a. What is he made out of? Where'd all the bullet holes go? Because he now looks fine, and he's expelling all the excess lead out his
like
ass.
Brian said, he had some exoskeleton. He shook that off and was fine.
So how
did he
bullets get
absorb all
inside
these
of him?
bullets?
But he looks the same as he did before. So he has another frame underneath his other frame.
Apparently.
I think they just had this joke because they're like, wouldn't it be funny if the robot pooped?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Probably exactly what.
I want to have him say, drop a loaf. So.
They're being too loud, arguing about the fact that Claptrap is taking a crap or whatever.
Right.
And the Bloodshots hear him. This is the scene that is the closest to the games as they got in this movie. When Ace of Spades kicks on and they have this really long action sequence, I was like, hell yes. This is what we want.
Just as a general audience member, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good. The Ace of Spades. And there's just guys flying everywhere. And Cate Blanchett in this scene is doing work.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought she kicked ass in this scene, flying around, her guns rotating, shooting dudes like crazy.
Popping out of boxes, twirling them in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cate Blanchett was making me feel a certain kind of way. Okay.
And it's those weapons again, like you were saying, where they're just flipping around.
Oh, the weapons are badass in this game, yeah.
She's great. And so this was about the point in the movie where I got over the fact that she's too old for the part, that she was miscast, because she was one of the only ones that seemed like she actually was giving a crap and trying to do the work or the license or whatever you want to call it, justice. Right.
Physically, she does great.
Yes.
She really does. I mean, especially I'm 13 years younger than I don't think I could do that stuff.
No.
And so physically she does great. It's the other stuff. It's people trying to act tough.
Yeah.
I
Never
could do it if
reads
she
good.
said yes.
Yeah. Because a lot of times throughout the whole movie, I'm like, oh, you're doing a Clint Eastwood impression, and I'm not buying it.
Yeah. She at least tried to immerse herself in the lore. When she got the part, she was kind of in the doldrums of COVID, had just come out of that, and thought this would really get her out of the house and it maybe be some fun. And so she even literally played the game. She's like, I was bumping into walls every 4 seconds, but I thought it was awesome and the humor was great and all this. So she like tried to appreciate
respect for
it and get into it and all that. And I thought she did she got the flamethrower in this part.
Yeah.
It was flamethrowing dudes on the stairway.
It looks great. Yeah.
It was awesome.
And I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, when you've got an overabundance of people in a small area, the flamethrower, that's the one. Just hang on to that.
Yeah.
Hang on to that
Yes. And there's red boxes everywhere. And I've played enough games to be
You
like,
shoot a red box?
the red
Boom.
boxes, guys.
Right.
What are we doing? So many bad guys I'm watching run past red boxes. And I'm like, shoot the box. Shoot the box. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Could have cleared out this whole stage. No problem.
Just like one chain reaction. Boof, boof.
Right?
Boof, boof,
Right.
boof.
I mean, I've been in
Fatality.
some
Yep.
1 versus 100 situations and some shooters, and you gotta work the room. You gotta bottleneck where you can,
Right.
And you gotta use the environment around you that they've put there to help you clear the stage.
You skipped the cutscene.
That's what it was. It skipped the cutscene. They didn't
Remember,
realize.
red boxes are explosive.
Yeah, where was Moxie on that one?
Yeah, jeez. There was one thing in the scene I thought was really dumb when Tina snapped a full-grown man's neck.
Yes.
Yes.
With one hand, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She jumped on his shoulders and barely turned his neck.
I'm like, do you got some freakish strength or what do we got going on here? Because
Nope.
you don't look like you could snap a twig.
No, not at all.
I mean, it's more believable than Chucky being able to hurt
That's
anybody.
true. But
That
it's
is
close.
true.
It's close.
That is true.
They get to the elevator, Tanis and Claptrap do, and they're trying to rewire the elevator, and he has to expose his wires. He's like, right here in front of, I command you, look away. He fixes his frame. I love Claptrap. And they're trying to rewire the elevator with his wires. Roland starts melting dudes by shooting the acid out of the pipes as they're coming down the hallway. And
Right.
that was cool. That was really awesome. And then ultimately, every time you think they've cleared the room, there's more dudes coming.
Yeah, but you would think that shooting the pipes and making an acid spray would mean they can't come this way anymore at all.
It would have melted everything.
There were 2 paths, though, because he was on one side and then there was another path, right?
Yeah. He decides ultimately to stay behind and rewire the elevator so they can all go up the elevator. And she hands him one of her explosive bunnies, Tina does, Bob, aptly named, and sends the elevator up. And he's like, all right, Bob, time to kick some ass, and throws it down the hallway and blows up a bunch of dudes. Gets tackled by about 14 guys.
It looked pretty cool. The tackle did.
Yeah. But you're like, that's it for Roland.
He's dead.
He should be
100%
dead.
He's dead.
He gets tackled by like 14, 10-year-olds, you know? Same size.
These are the little ones.
Oh, that's why he survived, because proportionally we didn't realize how little they were.
It's the little ones.
That's what it was. They fly up the elevator, everybody else, and they suddenly teleport to some mining town because Tina's special. This is why they teleported,
Yep.
right? She's like, you are special, but I don't think she means what you think she means.
Easy solution.
Yeah,
No. We'll just teleport out of there. That's fine.
yeah, that's right.
Why didn't we just do that in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were in danger before.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Roland's a professional soldier. If anybody can get out of that situation, he can, right? And then they press start on their controller to pull up the 3D maps to see where the freaking vault is.
Right.
Right? Like, this is literally what you do. Where am I going? Where's the waypoint? Oh, here it is. It's on this big giant
Place marker.
place a marker right there. It's been here the whole time, she says. Also, she says, Tina's going to die when we open this vault, but, no salvation without sacrifice. And either we get it or Atlas is going to with her. And so she's going to die either way. Better that the good people open the vault and not Atlas. This is Tanis's reasoning anyway.
It did seem like it was a little bit up in the air. She might survive.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it said the 3 keys, 2 keys, and the daughter of, and the keys the parts would be consumed.
Yeah.
Right. This movie came out in 2024, and there's a part that's already hasn't aged well, considering Kevin Hart attended some parties with a certain individual on multiple occasions.
That is true.
P. Diddy. And the line that he says when he reveals himself to be alive still is worst orgy ever. And I was just like,
You
nope.
sure about that?
Kevin,
It probably was the worst one. He's been to some good ones.
Did he used to throw him?
Allegedly.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah.
It's just, I want to know, it's just another one. Easy solution. Like, he was just under bodies.
Yeah.
What happened there?
They all just died.
30 people, and 2 of them fell on top, and they were like, oh, he's gone. Where'd he go? I guess he's gone, guys. He disappeared. I don't see him anywhere.
He blends in with the
left.
catwalk.
They don't have object permanence.
Well, no, they didn't. Obviously, they didn't kill him. It was an orgy.
He covered his face.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's why
they
he
weren't
survived.
there to kill him. They were there for.
Once they got
You
him
ask
on the
what they
ground.
do
Yeah.
all day
Makes
in those
sense.
camps? That's what they do.
Oh, so most of them just left.
Taking names and sucking toes, if you know what I mean.
Okay. That makes more sense. Once they got him on the ground.
Those red boxes were lube.
Oh, my
yes.
gosh.
Don't shoot the red boxes now.
The blood shots are part of Bad Boy Records.
That's what the splash screen said. It said, don't shoot the red boxes. That's why they didn't shoot the red boxes.
I want you to go downtown and give me a sugar cookie. Sorry. All right. That's even worse to think about. But yeah, okay. He is alive. That's bottom line. Claptrap fixes the Atlas callbox when Lilith went on her mission. Atlas gave her a little, pager basically, and it had been broken when she tried to escape the junkyard. So he fixed it, and she destroys it again anyway. Because now,
because he pushed
her
the button.
heart is with Tina, and they've got this kind of special relationship or whatever, and she doesn't want to bring her in anymore. But as soon as she crushes it, Atlas's hologram is literally.
He just shows up
there.
like
I totally saw you do that.
Did you break my toy again?
No, that was another one I had from before.
that was the backup.
That was the backup one. Okay.
My mom got me this one. This is not yours.
No.
So.
I was when you gave me yours, I was gonna say I already got one, but then it was awkward because I didn't want to make it weird, so I just took them both. Okay, I've got 2.
Yeah, yours is fine. It's back in the.
It's back in the room. It's fine. So what's up? What are you doing tonight? Or
So we still on for those drinks tonight? Or I mean,
Tina shows up at the worst part of this conversation, right? Because the conversation is basically Lilith saying, screw you, I'm not working for you anymore. But at the very end, he says, well, look, you're going to, I'm going to kill all your friends. Tina walks in, and don't worry, I'll still pay you everything that we agreed upon.
That's like a trope, though.
Yeah.
Isn't that convenient?
Big time.
you got to force some, butting of heads and throw some drama
Like
in
if
here.
Tina had been there 4 seconds earlier, she wouldn't have got the wrong impression. Throws a grenade at Lilith.
And then you would think they'd learn, right?
Yeah.
You'd think she would learn. Like, she's going to throw something.
Yeah.
I know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to move immediately.
No,
she throws the grenade. Ting, 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 ting.
Boom.
No. And then runs.
yeah.
But she gets blown up.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, everyone's gone. They left her there. But she wakes up. Like, grenades kill most people.
Just dust herself off.
special.
Like,
Yeah.
that was weird.
It's like, oh, she's like Wile E. Coyote.
Holds up a sign, ouch.
Ouch. She has a flash. She's walking through the town.
She
She's
pulls her sideways hair back around to the right.
like Daffy Duck's bill.
Yeah.
She's walking around this little town because she figures out she used to live there, and Claptrap's the only one that stayed behind. He was celebrating, thinking
Yeah,
she
he
was
was
dead.
he was happy.
Like, ding dong, the witch is dead. But she's not. So she has a flashback where the city that they're in were being attacked by, I don't know, psychos or whatever. And Mom is going to put her on a ship, and Tannis is like, give me Lilith. And she puts Lilith, and then the ship pulls away, and the mom's like, I'll always love you, but I love money more. Because like she stayed behind to hunt the vault.
Yeah.
Right? But there's plenty of room on this ship. Like they're sitting on the edge. Mom, there's tons of room. Don't go.
Like
Don't
the
let
door-
go, Jack.
Like the door in Titanic.
Like the door in Titanic.
Tons of room
I
here.
do think it was more than money, right? There's some sort of like their civilization was built off the secrets of this society. Right? And the best secrets are in the vault.
Octopus
also-
monsters and floating cubes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Wait, this
Yeah.
is just Jack.
The reason I know is because the first time I watched it, I was like, well, what the hell was in the vault?
This is just Japanese porn.
Wow, this
It's
is.
just a way to kill Atlas. That's all that's in there.
Claptrap out of nowhere, R2D2's Lilith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a video message from Mom. Like an old Skype he saved from 37 years ago.
Lilith Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope.
I love you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. one day you'll understand, and I wish I could hold you again. And
Just make sure not to grow up with a bunch of
Tradespeople.
tradesmen.
Yeah.
She actually was pretty solid in her line deliveries, though.
Oh, the mom was fine.
Yeah, I thought
the mom was fine.
Pretty solid actress
Absolutely.
there. And the first time I saw her, I was like, is that Jennifer Lawrence? And I had to go look it up. No, it's not.
no.
Just looked it when she was like, I'll always love you. Goodbye.
So we get to the vault. This is the finally home stretch here. The vault, because they knew on the map where it was marked. Krieg is there with Tanis and Tina. It's the three of them because Roland is still recovering from his orgy. And Krieg finds a little glowy spot in the dirt because he's the smartest person in the group. I'm not even being facetious. Okay.
This group of three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They power it up with the key, and Tina stands on it, and nothing happens.
Right.
Nothing. But I thought I
She's
was
less special.
Like, we've been saying you are special, but we mean something very different than what you mean when we say that you're a special girl.
Okay, back on your bus now.
Okay? You're very, very special.
Very special.
Okay? You're not special like this, though. Okay? And just then, Atlas shows up with the coolest cloaking mechanism. Like, the whole canyon was filled with dudes.
Yeah.
And they cloaked it. Everybody was behind him. I thought that was really
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
And he comes out, and for some reason, like, Robot Sauron from Lord of the Rings is there. Did you see that guy?
Yeah.
It looked exactly like Sauron.
It did.
That's from the game, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's Crom.
Yeah.
But he looks different in the game.
Oh.
Right? Which is why I didn't originally recognize him as Crom.
I thought he had to be super important in the game because as you watch the credits then too, it's like Kevin Hart, this person.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like the sixth person listed. The person who played that character. I was like, he didn't talk. He was there for like 5 minutes.
He's got his mace and looks like he was ready to fight the elves back at the forging of the ring or whatever. I was there all those years ago is all I could think about whenever I saw that guy. It's just ridiculous. That Crom looks totally different in the game. He's a boss you fight, I think, midway through Borderlands 1. Yeah. But yeah, happy to see him there. They're all there, and he's like, well, it turns out you're not special. We'll just use the next clone. No worries. How many Tinas they got up on that?
Preserver nervous system.
He's like, he's like, make sure she stays alive. Because the other clones, like, you have the other clones. Why did you even care about getting her in the first place?
And whose job is it to watch all the Tinas?
Yeah.
Think about that person.
They're insane. They rotate every 6 months. They send her to mental health facilities.
To rotate in for the next person to come watch the Tinas. Well, they got 100 Tinas up on a satellite somewhere.
Tina,
But why
eat
do
your
they-
food.
Tina.
Get your 10 quesadilla.
God, eat!
Why do they care about this one Tina if they have a bunch of other ones? Why didn't they just take one of those ones and bring it?
Because what if this was the Tina
The special one.
that
This was
could
the special
actually
Tina.
open it?
That's how it works?
And so they all hid behind this cloak. They let them find the vaults. They'd be like, all right, let's see if it's going to work. Is it going to be? All right, well, we'll try this whole subterfuge with another clone.
Could have brought the other clones with.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot
Form a
more
line,
efficient.
single line. And
We got the 2 keys, so everybody get in line.
Let's see which
Clone.
one opens it up.
Clone Congo line. Just, all right, you're
Wait,
done.
Just all the Tinas on the key ring. Just like, try the next one. Nah, that's not it.
Dang it.
No, that's not it.
And as they exit through the assembly line, they get shot if they're not the
Right,
right one,
yeah.
right? That's just, horrible.
They throw them down the hole.
Somebody get all these Tinas. That's what the holes are for.
That's what they're for. Throwing Tinas down that don't open the vault.
This one's full, plug it
I
up.
was going to say, then there's a Tina that's like just mounted. There's a Tina hole that's just like mounted over a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, yeah.
Next one.
A lot of Tinas down that hole. You don't want to go down there.
No, don't
You know
go
what
down
I
the
mean?
Tina hole.
No, you didn't.
No, I don't. You don't. Roland rappels down a rope from the sky. Okay.
A retractable chain.
Yeah.
From the sky.
Yep.
You're middle of the sky. I mean, is there like a ledge there? Where'd he come
I don't know.
It gets to the ground and then that's gone.
There's a canyon, but they're like in the middle of it. So whatever. He comes down.
I have my own cloaking device.
That's right. No, he shoots Atlas. This brought me back to my childhood. Anybody that's ever played war or guns as a childhood person.
He was on Ghoul.
Yeah.
Yes. He shoots him. He's like, I got you. No, I got a force field.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like, oh, that trick. I hate people that would do that.
Mom, he's not playing fair.
He's not playing fair. He says every time I hit him, he says he's got a force field. And Atlas is that kid.
Yep.
He's the force field kid.
You didn't get me.
We
you
just
didn't
call
get me.
him James.
You didn't get me. Because we wouldn't even have like Nerf bullets like they have now that would fire.
fake guns.
Like we would literally be like guns that shot nothing, and we would
It's
run
a
around the
stick.
house.
It was
and
shot
it's like,
fuse.
or whatever, and be like, I totally got you. Like, no, I dove out of the way.
I put my Atlas coat on and it's got a force field.
I'm not playing with you anymore.
Got a bow and arrow that's just a bent stick.
Right.
Yeah.
Atlas is that kid. That's his biggest bona fide for being a bad guy. I hated more for that than anything he did to Tina or wanting the vault or anything. He's got a force field.
You can't just make up new rules.
That's right. It's ridiculous. All right, what the hell happens here? Oh, that's right. He goes, all right, kill them all. And Nox pulls up for some reason. This is talking about an unearned moment.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Stolen valor right here.
Why? How have you established that she's going to be like?
Well, she was like, well, all these other ones are all strangers. I don't understand why they care about each other. You know what? Forget it. I'm in.
I'm in.
So Nox jumps in front of her. He's like, no.
That's an order.
No, we're not killing them. And she turns to Roland.
He gets vaporized.
I should have just dusted. Just dusted. And I thought this was cool. Atlas, not only is he a D-bag for having a force field, but he has a spaceship gun that he controls from his wrist.
Yeah. Well, he got tired of her bad bangs.
I thought that was badass. Like, it's a cool weapon if you can get one. Like, everybody's got regular guns. He just calls down missile strikes from his spaceship.
You didn't get me because I called down laser strike.
Oh, gosh.
Just with power fist. He can steer it, do everything. Just with power fist.
He had a power glove.
He's very popular at the orgies.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Oh. The psychos like him.
Send back Atlas.
And give you a rocket with my power fist.
Right.
You know this movie was neutered when the BMR episode is far worse than the movie.
Yeah, way worse. Lilith then shows up. Because after he dusts Nox, he's like, anybody else have any objections? And she does.
Yeah, I have an objection that you're still talking.
Or,
but I'll let it go.
If it's like, that's way too many words for a cool like show up line. You know, it's like a moment to be cool, but you have like 4 sentences you have to say. It's like too much. Any other objections? Yeah, you're alive, or what? End it right there.
Yeah, it'd be great if they couldn't hear her.
The fact that you're still breathing, but I'll allow that to continue happening as long as you let my friend. Like, no, you're saying too much.
What? You're way up there. I can't hear you.
You're saying too much, Lilith. Just say your line, like, yeah, because I'm back, and then phase walk down.
Yeah.
Say the rest down there, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he goes, why should we listen to you? Phase walk.
Because I saw a coloring picture I did when I was a kid.
That's right.
And now I know how to use all my powers.
I know.
That I didn't know I had, and I don't know how they work.
Bet you didn't count on these crayons.
That's right. I'm the daughter of Iridia. And Tina's like, son of a, like in the background, throws her ears down.
I thought I
Turns
was
around
special.
and Jamie Lee Curtis is just chewing on the crayon.
Yeah, that's the thing that drives me nuts is when anytime in a movie they're just like, no, actually you are a certain person or a certain kind, or you have this title, and they're like, oh, I do?
Yeah.
Well, then I know how to do all of these things.
She does.
Yeah.
It's like how fast Luke learned how to be a Jedi, like one training session lifting rocks, and then he's fighting Vader.
Yeah.
You know.
And this was no training session. This was a coloring page.
Yep.
Yeah.
That she
She's
drew
like, oh, I drew a
herself.
firebird.
Yeah.
I must be it. I must be special.
She slams the key in. She says, all right, open the vault. I'll let everybody live. She slams the key in.
I thought it was going to break, honestly.
We had to make sure it was
It's like, we got to go find another key now.
It's like, easy, Lilith. Jeez Louise.
And then,
Stands in it, and all
then-
puts itself back together.
of course, Iridian goddesses can't have leather jackets.
No, you gotta burn that off.
You got to burn off the
Burn it
jacket.
off, yeah.
Rest of the clothes is fine, but
goes through
this
like a-
jacket's got to go.
I was wondering if I downloaded the wrong movie.
They're vegan. They no animal.
Yeah, right.
She goes through like a Pokemon evolution, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of what it is. It's like the next level.
Phoenixes are vegan. I mean, it's
She goes from Lilith to being
Common knowledge.
Firehawk, I think.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Right.
Firebird.
Yeah, sure. It's
it's a Camaro.
She turns into a
There's a
Firebird.
Pahonix.
It's a Pontiac.
Trans Am.
Transmero Irocula Z-Bird.
She's having her moment. Okay, she's a floating Firebird in the sky, not like the Pontiac ones, but just like,
V6.
like an actual one.
She's a V8, not the V6.
Not the V6.
It's a RS, baby.
Right. And everybody,
Automatic.
even Joe Dirt's down there going, "Oh, damn, that's pretty nice right there."
4,500.
45, he's crazy. He thinks he's going to get 4,500 for this Firebird.
Yeah, you got your fire wings.
All right. she's having her moment. It's like the music is crescendoing and the wings are spreading out and she's burning her jacket away. And freaking Atlas can't wait 4 seconds to let her transform and be like, if you don't open the vault, I'm going to kill all your friends. I'm like, dude, read the canyon, okay? Like, seriously.
We're having a moment here.
She's obviously having a moment. She's going to have superpowers. Like, everything has changed, and you're still just like, so you're going to do it?
Yeah.
Right?
You're going to open that door for me?
Feel with their husbands.
Are you going to do it? He tries to chuck Tina down a hole, and she sends like a fireball to go pull her out of there. Gives everybody an invincibility buff.
Yeah.
Which
That was
I
crazy.
immediately know what it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
But just that one time, and then when she gets back up, she doesn't rebuff anybody. It's like she's a terrible when you waste Onk and res somebody and they don't rebuff the raid, what a dick.
Yeah.
Worst healer ever.
And she also doesn't get that power. She gives the power to everybody else.
Yeah, she doesn't
But then
have
she
it.
gets blasted.
Yeah.
You got to buff yourself. Like, that's the thing. Is there's only 3 targets for
I don't
the,
have
for the
to buff
spell.
myself, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Wrap those fire wings around you, something.
I mean,
ridiculous.
you kind of do.
Atlas shoots her with the spaceship, and all it does is piss her off.
Right.
Yeah.
And he shoots her again, still just pissed off. But I thought it was hilarious when she has her triumphant, I'm going to fly up and destroy the spaceship, and just doinks off. And that hurts her so much worse than getting shot.
Shot.
Right.
Yeah. Like bird into the window.
Right.
Like her glass, invisible glasses, the all birds. Nope.
Fire the laser cannon. She's like, "Pfft, whatever.
Breaks her neck.
Bong, it hits it like a Bears kicker. You know what
Double
I mean? Like double
doink.
doinks off
Double
of a
doink.
field goal. Right? This is exactly. And then she's like, I'm out for
And she's like,
15
well,
seconds.
that's because she's a bird now. I mean, it's done.
Pink.
She does the Peter broken shin.
That's exactly what it is. They all lose their buffs. They all start to run. And then Atlas crosses the streams with all of his laser cannons into one big giant laser cannon.
Never do that. Don't cross the
to
streams.
shoot her. And she just starts blocking it. This part I loved. Intense as hell. And she's got her freaking wing and it's coming in on her face. And it's just like,
What? It's what?
the camera is coming in on her. Don't be like that. The camera is pushing in on her face.
Gotcha.
Okay. And it's intense as hell. And the fire beam is coming down and it's getting blocked and everything. This is awesome. She destroys the freaking spaceship.
She pushes it back up there like Independence Day.
Yeah.
It crashes into the canyon. Krieg takes out Sauron. Okay. Like pretty easily. That was another cool.
Destroy it.
That's right. Throw it into the fire. No.
I was surprised he fell in the hole, honestly.
Yeah.
He swings the thing, and then the guy's like, oh, whoa.
Well, I think
You know I can't balance.
Krieg cut his arm off, so he lost his balance.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I can't see in this helmet.
Probably couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my heavy arm.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead but Atlas. Atlas has Tina hostage, and he's like, open the vault or I'll kill her. And I'm like, this dude does not know when it's over. He just doesn't know.
No.
You just see what happened to all of your dudes. Like, what do you think is going to happen here?
Couldn't she just have buffed Tina?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah. Why not?
It'd just be
Not
like,
cool down.
She starts shooting her off. It bounces, just bounce off. Bullets bounce off her head.
That's a good point. The cooldown period probably hadn't elapsed yet. So she couldn't, maybe
you only
she
get
couldn't
one
buff
guardian
Tina.
spirit per raid attempt.
She was concussed from hitting the spaceship.
It was. So she opens the vault. They go in there. It's nothing but floating boxes and octopus monsters. And she toys with Atlas in there for a minute. Lilith does, and steals his stupid force field, which I love. That I was like, oh, get your force field. And then he was toast. The octopus monster knew to take him and nobody else. And Atlas gets killed, and time to go to a fireworks show at Sanctuary City
Yeah.
because it's game over. We never found anything in the vault.
No, just octopuses and boxes.
That's
Floating
it.
boxes with hieroglyphs.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
was there anything in the vault? Like, is there? They said there's all this technology. Like,
That's for the second movie.
You got to play the game. I can't spoil the game for you.
oh my gosh, this
Right?
guy.
Get to the vault, man. You guys all make your vault hunters and go get to the vault.
All right.
There's some great characters from the first one they just left out of the movie. Like Mordecai was the guy. I never picked Roland or Lilith. I always went with Mordecai as my vault hunter. He was awesome. He had a freaking bird that he was a sniper. He liked to drink and snipe people. And he had a bird that you could send out to either go like pick stuff up, kill people, mark enemies, whatever. I'm like, Mordecai was awesome, and he's not in the freaking movie.
I did look because I was, like I said, I didn't play the game at all. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can catch up on some of the lore of the game or whatever. And I did see there was like these other characters. I'm like, where the hell were these guys?
Mordecai would have been great. Save Tina and Krieg for part 2 and put Mordecai.
Yeah, right.
I know Hicks and I were talking, Ranger Hicks on the Discord, and I think he speaks to some of that in his review here, but I'll let him speak for that. But yeah, I was pissed about Mordecai not being in here. Yeah. Pissed.
This collection on the roof, though.
Yeah, they're like, it's a party and we're friends.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like they're a family, right? Yeah. And there was zero sort of connection or building of any of that.
No.
I believed that any of them liked each other.
Maybe
I did not believe
that's about it. Yeah.
Right, maybe Gronk and little Tina.
Yeah. Well, I think Tina
Rob
Gronkowski was in it. That's the whole thing. Is like Krieg was probably average height, 6 foot, but next to Kevin Hart, he looks like he's 6'9".
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, you don't believe it. Like, okay, Lilith and Tina seem to have grown a connection, right? Yeah. But everybody else, like,
Even those two, I was like, how?
It's love-hate, seemed like, but
it's good stuff.
Like, she tried to blow her up a bunch of times.
She's like, do the thing, turn into a fire monster again.
Oh, come on.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah. Kicking her foot around. Oh, I don't know.
That's the end of the movie. That's the end. It's time, guys, to see if we can make this movie better.
Oh, I believe we can. We certainly can.
I have no doubt this time. Oh, my goodness. Could we the casting was the whole problem with the movie.
Yeah.
Right? So you stick Arnie in this flick?
Make him Tina?
As Tina. Because then when Krieg goes to pick him up, and he's like, okay, and it's like, just can't do it.
It's time to rain down with your body parts.
Do you want to? Can you grab my badonkadonk?
I love my daddy. I love my daddy so much. He did so much for me. He's great. I love my daddy. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Oh my gosh. All right. So Tina, where else can we stick him?
Oh, you should Kevin Hart's. I mean,
as Roland
instead of leaning
like,
into how short
in Tropic Thunder, we're gonna have him in blackface, just like Robert Downey Jr.
Sure, yeah.
Was that cast accurate?
Roland was ethnically accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What about as Krieg?
Krieg.
Well, Krieg. I mean, yeah, obviously is Krieg, but I was trying to. I mean,
Moxie.
Moxie. The big heart tattoo on his pec.
Well, you can make it dance. You guys gonna help me
go about 10 feet over there.
You guys gonna help me pronounce this name? This dude wrote in, and he asked me if I wanted help, and I said no. We want to try and figure this out.
Let me see it.
It's THIJS.
Oh, that's
Van Balen, I think is his last. So it's right
Tiggs
there.
Oh, you know what? There's a guy
Thiggs?
that was at work.
Thidge?
That's like a
Thidge Van
Dutch
Balen?
name.
Tidge.
He's Dutch.
Tidge?
Tidge. I think it's Tidge.
We're going to go Tidge Van Balen. If that's wrong, I'm sorry, dude. Arnold, he goes, Krieg was basically an early career Arnold, so that one's too easy. So he just says, yeah, put him in there. But would he still be stupid? So he'd be like, bright thing, right? I don't even know what some of Krieg's lines were. I'm going to lick your spine.
Just basic grunts and like 4-word sentences. Yeah.
That's it.
What about Crom?
Crom laughs at your what does he say?
We could Crom laughs at you
at your 4 wins.
Wins.
Crom laughs at your 4 wins. The fact
The
that
hell with you.
Crom was the name of Conan's god, and he said, Crom, I've never prayed to you before. I have no tongue for it. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you. Right?
Yeah.
And like Crom, being named Crom, I hope that's a nod to Conan because that'd be freaking sick as hell.
Put him in as Jack Black's as
Claptrap, but they still just make it sound like Claptrap.
Completely wasted his voice
So it
anyway.
didn't matter.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm programmed for humor, so I'll process that as witty banter.
That's right. Patrick McCaffrey from HemaCast. Now, Patrick, I should have mentioned earlier, is the reason we're doing this movie because Patrick went full Dudikoff. So thank you, Patrick, for that. He picked Borderlands as his movie, and so he says for Arnold, Atlas. Arnold would be a great villain, and he could pull off menacing.
Yeah,
I don't think Edgar Ramirez did anything wrong as Atlas, but I think Arnold could make him better, and I'm just imagining his face wrapped around Middleman's during the initial negotiation.
Oh, man.
Put me on right now. Pick me up. come over here. Do it. Okay, put me on. Okay, hand her the thing now.
Walk over.
Do it now.
Walk over there.
And when he's like, he calls him fat too. Oh, hey, chubby guy, come
Give you
here.
fatty.
Yeah.
Give me a chunky boy.
This is so embarrassing for me to be out your body, but I'll be here, no problem.
This is good. I haven't been flabby since I was a little girl. That's right. Ryan Morency also playing along. He says Borderlands Awards or that summer I spent on a green screen. Arnold Krieg is low-hanging fruit, but the real prize? No, not Tiny Tina. It's Claptrap. Not just as the voice. I want him to be full Arnie with a Claptrap helmet over his face. Not a soul has the gall to tell him he's not actually a robot. Listen to me. I'm scanning.
Yeah. Not going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The one part in the sewer, he's like, stairs, Krieg, help me out.
Yeah, he has to
Krieg
pick
just-
him up.
Krieg's dragging Arnie by his ankle.
Oh my God, stairs, somebody help me here.
Yeah, his list of things he could do. I can balance. I can do circles.
I can rip arms off.
Oh my gosh.
Bench press. You.
Leg day.
All right. So Ranger Hicks here, he was a former game journalist. So if I remember, it was a while ago. I'm pretty sure I have this right, that he was a guy that would write reviews for games. And so he's a very talented writer when he does participate. And so usually I tell people, keep it brief. He did not, but his stuff is so good that I'm going to try and keep as much of it in as possible. But he, for Arnold, he goes, clearly the producers and casting didn't have any problems getting veteran actors to portray these characters. So you bet your sweet ass that Arnold, if they're casting old people, right? Get him in here. 3 casting ideas. Cast him as Marcus. Nothing against Benjamin Byron Davis. He's probably one of the few actors in the movie that did his homework. But imagine Arnold chomping on a stogie, selling guns, and yelling, "Que tempo, my friend. No refunds." I think it'd be fun. And clearly the movie wasn't looking to be good, so you might as well have fun with it, right? Maybe at one point someone threatens him with a gun he sold him, and he has to tear his shirt off and say, "I saved the biggest guns for all of this reason." That's right. Cast him as Crom, and then give Crom more screen time. Look, this is already a spoiler alert for what's to come, but I freaking loved Crom in this movie, and I'm pissed he didn't get more screen time. So maybe what we should have done was write in more scenes where Crom is just freaking decimating things. I think that would have helped establish him more as a scary threat, for sure. And a viable threat for Krieg. Set up that animosity, and then in the final scene, constantly cut to Krieg and Crom just going full hell in a cell on each other. And at one point, he saws that helmet in half, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger under the Crom helmet.
Yeah.
Crom. Great. How much money do you want, Lionsgate? All of it? Call me. I'll write a better script than this horse. I like it, Ranger.
It's good.
What if Arnie was the monster in the vault?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
He just comes
But it's
out.
him. It's not. He's not an octopus. It's
No,
just him.
it's just Arnold.
Hello, cutie pie.
Yeah. Oh, you made it, huh?
I'm so happy you're here. Our cast was Mr. Torque. Clearly, the writers didn't give a flying horse pancake about continuity. And if you're already going to shoehorn Borderlands 2 characters in to the first storyline, you might as well go with the head of the biggest, loudest weapons manufacturer in all of existence. I'm talking about none other than Mr. Torque High Five Flexington himself. When else are you going to get Arnold to say such bangers as, "Big deal, I can use innuendos too," and "That sentence is too many syllables. Apologize." Good stuff from Ranger Hicks. And then finally, 2 more. Josh the Hammer Whitehouse says, perfect spot for him is to be Krieg, and much better one-liners than they gave him in this movie. Just let Arnie be Arnie immediately. 10 times better. And finally, Matt Masick says, make him Lilith. This is a new one. Lilith? No takers? Maybe we get some personality from that character. Ooh, ouch.
I'm getting too old for this.
That's right. And we get the epic final fight seeing Arnie with fire wings, baby. Can you believe it? Be awesome. But I think, regardless,
they
of what
do
you put,
Arnie,
it's better.
but his arms are out there, and the fireworks look tiny.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Tiny little wings.
Well, it's just his biceps on fire,
Yeah.
right, and his abs.
all these freaking guys running at him. Looks like you brought the gun to a gunfight, and except his guns. Except the guns that I'm referencing are my guns, the ones here in my biceps, and look at this
He's just
fantastic
shooting
body.
fireballs from him while he's flexing. Just
Right from the nipple.
That's right. All right, boys. Let's start giving out some awards. We'll start with the most prestigious award we give out to the actor that was the most sold out. Regardless of the fact they were in Borderlands, they gave it their all. They were intense in their performance. Here we go.
You want a war? I'll give you a war!
Oh, Gloss, I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans. What are you doing with a gun in space?
Yeah, that was actually fits this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people with guns in space.
Tons of guns in space out here.
Like Will Patton would not understand this movie at all.
He'd be confused. He'd be big confused.
Why we got so many guns in space? Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to start here with Ranger Hicks, who said Florian Munteanu as Krieg. He was very well the most accurate version of any of the primary characters, and that's sad as hell because Krieg is not even in the first Borderlands, and he shouldn't be here. I've never say that to his face. Because that big-ass psychopath is awesome, I was first worried they were going to make him some lucid because of the first scene, but the moment he started psychobabbling and gutting people with his buzzsaw, I was like, well, at least they got something right. So he just gets it because he did exactly what he needed to do. Good job, buddy. You're my oasis in the desert, my Buddha in hell.
Nice.
Clint.
Krieg as well.
Krieg.
He the only character that's actually like turned up ever,
man.
Let alone always.
Do you guys know what else there's only one other movie I've ever seen him in.
No.
How do you say it again? Florian Munteanu, I think is how you say it. He played Ivan Drago's son in Creed 2, where Dolph Lundgren's got the kid that now Creed's got to fight. It's Drago's kid, basically. Yeah. And he is fantastic in that movie, fantastic in this. And when you hear him interviewed, he even sounds a little bit like Arnold. He's got like an Eastern European accent. I'm like, put this guy in some action movies and we can have another 20-year run here. Like if he's got any charisma at all.
Right.
Let's let this dog off the chain. What are we doing? Hiding him behind a mask in Borderlands, and let's get him going, man. I think he could be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Personally. Matthew Masick said for Will Patton, this one's tough, but I felt like everybody phoned in their roles. I'm going with Florian Munteanu as Krieg. His stupid random sentences were delivered with more intensity than anything else in this movie. So that's 3 in already for Krieg. Who you got, Brian?
Yeah, I did not think I would have a lot of people joining me with this.
Oh.
But I'm with the majority here.
You thought you were going to be on an island.
I didn't think because he has almost no lines. He's not gifted with facial expressions. He doesn't have a lot of chances to shine in terms of acting.
This dude's making facial expressions. You just can't see him.
That's right.
I guarantee 100% he's still acting under that mask.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But just compared to everyone else in the movie who has just vanilla in every way possible. And there's nothing exciting about anybody's character. Like I said, Kevin Hart felt like he phoned it in a little bit, and he could have been funnier. He could have been more of a badass. Do something, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Jamie Lee Curtis, a lot of the other characters, where, so giving this in terms of acting ability is tough.
Yeah.
Across the board. But if you go pure intensity, I'm going Rob Gronkowski.
Perfect.
Yeah. He has the smallest, silliest lines, always screaming them.
Yeah.
Yeah. His action was off the chain. It was awesome.
Go for it. Yeah. So, Josh the Hammer Whitehouse says, I'm going with Edgar Ramirez. Is he just another generic bad guy in an overstuffed action movie? Yeah. But out of all the actors, he seemed to enjoy playing his role the most. We got the first one off the board here from Josh as we're going to head over to the kids' table. For Ryan Madela, who you got over there, man?
I'm going with Krieg. I mean, this movie felt like you might as well have had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it. I mean, it's just, and like,
it was awesome.
No, it's just he plays the most vanilla, the most safe roles, and this movie was ChatGPT. Give me a safe movie script for Borderlands.
Yeah, now you're not wrong, man. So it's another vote for Krieg. Ryan Morrissey says Cate Blanchett. I've watched this movie 4 times, and as a fan of the game, she gives the best effort to be Lilith. Is Lilith 55? No, but that's not her fault. She had the look, she did the poses and stances, and even the walk. Her walk was damn near perfect. She did her homework and packed a bag of effort on her way to Pandora. Ryan, I don't disagree with you there at all. But I might disagree with this Ryan. Ryan Mueller,
you might. You've been known to every once in a while. Look. Honorable mention to Cate Blanchett's hair, right? Intense, trying to get away, everything it was trying to portray. I think it worked out. The hair did its thing.
Yeah.
I was a little bit of a toss-up, I think, as far as who, because there's not anybody that necessarily stood out, but I'm going to go with Krieg.
Okay.
Because it seemed like his lines were the only ones written appropriately for the movie. You know, his actions and what he was doing seemed intense. I think he deserves it. He's fantastic. So we'll go with Krieg on it.
Might be a foregone conclusion at this point, but we got a couple more people that's got to vote here. And Patrick says Marcus, played by Benjamin Byron Davis, matched the look and feel of Marcus from the video games, and I believed the entire time that he would buy or sell any gun he could get his hands on. And then look, for me, guys, I'll let Tidge, did we decide that was his name? I forgot already. Tidge?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tidge says Lilith, Cate Blanchett, could have made it into a female Star-Lord kind of character, but she stayed serious, maybe because she was focusing hard on her accent, being British as she is. Or is she Australian? No,
Australian, I think.
Is she Australian? Okay. Regardless. For me, guys, I was going to go Krieg. I just want to give another shout out. And since he already won the award, I'm going to give my vote to Cate Blanchett. She surprised me. In the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, I'm like, miscast, terrible decision. By the end, I was like, she deserves all the credit in the world for all the work she put into this. And yeah, she nailed the character. I forgot about how old she was halfway through the movie, and I think she deserves recognition as delivering a great part in this nonsense movie. So my vote goes to her. It's ultimately not going to matter because ultimately Mr. Florian Montanou is going to win the Will Patton Award. So congratulations to him. Krieg was an awesome character. But now it's time to deliver some bad news. Yeah. The Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award is the award that we give out to who the worst actor was in the movie. And this is not a career award, as I always say. This is for this specific film, who phoned it in, who was the worst actor. Not the character that was the most useless or could have been replaced, as people like to do that sometimes. It's for the worst performance, named after the worst actor of all time. Let's go.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt, yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
It really is. It really is. Pandora, time is funny there, Steven. You would love it. Steven Seagal would love it on Pandora. Don't you think?
Think of the word.
You would. I invented Pandora.
That's right.
I set up multiple Aikido dojos on Pandora.
I'm actually the head of all the corporations put together. All right, so for Trash Can, we are going to start this off with Tidge. He says Edgar Ramirez as Atlas because he is not much in it as a villain when he was brought nothing to the role, just some plain bad guy, and that is saying something when Eli Roth has some of the best bad guys ever in Hans Landa in Inglourious Bastards. Oh, that's true. Clint, who you got for the Trash Can, my guy?
Trash can. Oh, trash can. I just had it a minute ago, and I lost it again because I was flopping between two.
Yeah.
But legitimately, the partner, I can't think of his name. Not the partner, the roommate, Kevin Hart's roommate.
Oh, Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee. Yeah, that guy sucked. I don't know if it was the character or the it just sucked.
He's not much of an. He's a comedian.
Replace him for anybody and does the same job.
Okay. I think it's a totally valid vote there, personally. Matt Masick says, easy, Cate Blanchett. Lilith is supposed to have passion as a character, and Cate was flat from start to finish. Even when she got her siren, total snooze fest. Nothing against Cate, because she's amazing. But there were rumors that she fell in love with the character originally, and then Eli changed so much she just kind of checked out. And that might well be true. I don't know, but couldn't disagree more there, Matt. But way to plant your flag. You're entitled to your opinion. Brian.
This is tough because there are so many characters and people playing these characters that everything felt like it was flat, and there was easy solutions the whole way through, and no one really stood out. I flip-flopped back and forth between a few people. I mentioned Kevin Hart, super disappointed in because I really enjoy him in most of the stuff he does, but he didn't do anything this time around. So I was leaning that way, but I actually think that I'm going to give it to Tiny Tina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ariana Greenblatt.
I didn't like her cadence in her lines. I felt like, I'm coming at this not knowing what the character's supposed to be.
Sure.
Right? Because I didn't play the game.
Yeah.
But the way that she acted it, the way that they had her bebopping around whenever she was saying her lines, like when she's explaining that she was a test tube, maybe, and she's like popping up and down between the pipes, it was driving me nuts. I found her annoying the whole time through. So I'm gonna.
All right. I don't think there's been a
Tiny
single.
Tina.
I don't think there's been a single repeat vote yet. I think everybody's got one vote so far. And Josh Whitehouse is also going to establish a new voter here because he went Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
His one-liners are unfunny, especially about the stormtroopers. Is Star Wars canon in this universe? I'm confused. Anyone could have played this part, and unfortunately, it was just another payday from Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart.
Agreed.
Ouch. Madela, who you got for the trash can over there?
Kevin Hart.
Without hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole laundry list on this cast. I mean, people just, I'll say, Cate Blanchett and the guy who played Krieg and the guy who played Atlas. I think those three were like fine, but
fine.
I don't know. Jamie Lee Curtis, I get what she was doing. That didn't sell it.
Sure.
No, just I don't know. It's a movie.
It is.
Fair enough. The definition.
That's 2 votes in, but look, someone else is going to pull it up to a tie here because Ryan Morrissey said a lot of options here, but for me, it's Tiny Tina. She just tried to act too high energy without the energy part. Her no-sell crying both times in the movie was just bad. Her attempt at serious moments made me cry more convincingly. From Tiny Gamora in Avengers. Oh, that was her? That was Tiny Gamora in Avengers? Wow. To a big disappointment in Borderlands. Yikes. 2-2 right now between Tina and Kevin Hart. Mueller?
No shortage, right? I think.
Yeah.
That's 4 votes for Tiny.
Yeah, that's true.
We got, this might be the smallest Seagal award ever given out.
Wow.
2-horse race right now. I think there's probably a couple people exempted from consideration. I agree with Cate Blanchett. I thought she did fine.
Yeah.
Right. I think the gun guy did fine. The bus driver guy, Krieg. My initial gut was Tiny Tina. Then Jamie Lee Curtis and her jugs showed up. I think ultimately I'm going Tiny Tina just because I'm just going to go with my initial gut on this one. She was terrible.
That's 3 for Tiny Tina. And here comes Pat. There were 3 I debated in between. Wow.
Just 3?
I consider Claptrap. He's already shaped like one. Jack Black did a great job, but I hated Claptrap as much as I hated him and shot him when David Eddings voiced him in Borderlands 1, 2, the pre-sequel, all of them. Oh my God. There was 2 different voice actors. Jack Black didn't really bring anything special to the role, but he didn't suck. Commander Knox, played by, is it Janina Gavankar? Is that how you say it? Had her moments, but she was hobbled by either the script or the editing.
Or the haircut.
Yeah, or that. When she died, I was momentarily surprised, but not really sad she was gone. My trash can full of dirt goes to Haley Bennett, who played Lilith's mom. Wow.
Really?
She was so unmemorable, I forgot she was in the movie until I rewatched it to compile my awards. Completely forgettable. They didn't even bother to give the character a name. She's just Lilith's mom. Wow. Out of nowhere shot from Patrick right there, man. Look, I'm going to bring this thing to a 3-3 tie because I'm going Kevin Hart. He sucked balls in this movie.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as you introed this award that's who you're going with.
Oh, yeah. Did you? Because he was awful. Didn't try. Felt like he was sleepwalking through the whole thing. Even his part where he's like, all right, I'm going to sacrifice myself. Not one thing rang true in that moment when he was like, all right, we're gonna go, Bob, right? Okay. I knew you'd say that. And it just sucked, man. It's just the worst person you could have put in that part. The absolute worst. Everybody else, I'll even say even Ariana. Like, fine, she's small and blonde. Well, they made her blonde for the movie. She's not in real life, but like, whatever. He ruined it, man. It was so bad. Roland's such a great character.
And even if the character's different than the video game,
yes,
if he brought any sort of energy in any sort of avenue,
he brought
it could have been something, right?
Nothing.
To say it's different is one thing, but to say it's nothing,
it's a vacuum in the middle of this movie.
He tried to do some of his, smart ass Kevin Hart stuff, didn't land, didn't do it convincingly.
That was half-assed too, though.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh yeah.
I like I said, it was like he signed on to the movie and then he went, oh, gee, what did it? Oh man,
I should have read this script first.
He should post a formal apology, like online. I'm sorry. Like where's the Instagram post with the text on it, right? Like his apology post.
Black, just
with
white,
black, right. White and black, please. Oh, we got Hicks.
Oh, Hicks.
Hicks is the last one. My bad.
That's not 2 votes.
He breaks the tie, so we will have a winner here.
All right.
He went Ariana Greenblatt as Tiny Tina. Like, I'm not even pulling a Bob here and just giving it to a kid. She sucked in this movie. Once again, she's a Borderlands 2 character, shoehorned in, and basically made her the central MacGuffin of it all. Where's the crazy hell preteen gremlin with an overfixation for big asses and explosions? Where's the murderous intent to paint the landscape of Pandora with bandit giblets? Because I'll tell you right now, it ain't that girl. You would have been better off duct taping a pair of bunny ears on a trash can full of skag feces and bombs than casting Greenblatt in this role. And I'm sure someone may go, Hicks, no one is ever going to match Ashley Birch, who is the original voice actress, as this for her energy. And you know for a fact they wouldn't have cast Birch as Tiny Tina, to which I say maybe not. But she still would have done a better job than this girl. She seriously had the acting range of Hacksaw Jim Duggan's 2x4. All right, that means that Tiny Tina, Ariana Greenblatt, is going to win the Trash Can Full of Dirt award. She must be so proud.
Like I said, I was flip-flopping between two. And that was the one
Was
I
that the one?
flip-flopping, and I ultimately went the other way because I realized this movie is new and she's still a little girl. Right now.
That's fine.
It's not like when we're giving it to
Like 20 years
grown up,
later, right?
you know.
They're like,
I
oh,
don't
she's
care.
currently young.
She's currently a little girl.
Yep, sorry.
That's when they learn.
Not sorry.
You gotta teach them now.
That's right.
The next award we give out is to someone that is in a smaller role that really improved the movie with the little bit of screen time they had. It's the Steve James Unsung Hero Award.
You know, every place you go, there's always someone who thinks he's a badass, right?
Especially on Pandora.
Then there are those few who are.
Yeah.
Are you some kind of a badass karate boy?
All right. Tidge is going to start us off, says maybe Dutch bias speaking here, but Oliver Richter's as Crom. Not a big... Oh, I get maybe Dutch bias speaking here. He is Dutch, you guys. Maybe Dutch bias speaking here, but Oliver Richter's as Crom. Not a big part, but at least he looked cool. So I don't think that's... I mean, that's a good pick.
That's fun.
Who you got over there, Clint?
I want to watch an entire thing about the gun dealer and the bus driver. Like, there's got to be a crossover or a buddy show between these guys.
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna tag team that one because I can't choose.
Okay.
I want to watch those guys.
Plant your flag.
Plant my flag.
Yes.
If I have to plant the flag,
I
it's
make
gonna be
them
the gun
do it.
dealer guy.
All right, the gun dealer guy. That's fine.
The bus guy, and then who's the gun dealer guy?
The other guy that sells the guns.
But he's
But he's the same guy. It's the
Is it
same
the
guy.
same guy?
It's the
Yeah.
same guy. Yeah.
Then it's the same guy. That's
Yeah.
why I like the guy. Then that's
Yeah.
the same friggin' guy.
It's the same guy.
Is it?
Yeah. Because he recognized
Well, I
Lilith
suck
with
at
the
this.
mask
No,
on.
you're fine, dude.
I never forget a weapon. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's right.
But yeah, bus driver, gun guy.
Cool.
So I did it right the first time.
You did.
So F
You already planted your flag. You didn't
I
even know
planted it twice, you jerk.
I just wanted to see if you would do it. Unsung hero. Matt Masick says Bobby Lee. Simply because I love the Bad Friends podcast and the guy is hysterical in everything he is. Well, Matt, except for this one, you're right. Who you got over there,
You know,
Brian?
Bobby Lee, I was actually like, oh, maybe this will be a little funny.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wrong.
It wasn't. Yeah, I went back and forth with a couple of things. I almost went, I was between either the bus driver or the arms dealer.
Yeah.
But no, I actually, I'm sorry, Patrick, but I disagree with you. I'm going to go with Lilith's mom as an unsung hero. I thought, you know, she had all of 20 seconds of this movie.
Yeah.
And she acted the crap out of it.
Yes.
It's like, I only have this much time. I'm giving you everything I got. I believe the stuff that she was saying when she was Princess Leia in it. And yeah, so that's my pick.
Awesome, man. Josh the Hammer says Jamie Lee Curtis coming off an Oscar win. I'm sure she just wanted to do something fun, and I'm sure shooting this movie was fun for her. She gave it her all in the little time she was in the movie, so thank you, Jamie. Wow.
Did he watch the same movie?
I don't know. Madeline?
You watch Trading Places?
That she definitely is the unsung hero of.
I'll go with Marcus.
Marcus. That's a second vote for Marcus. I love as the gun dealer or as the bus driver.
Gun dealer.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
Me
fair
too.
enough. I love that. Ryan Morency said this is going to be Marcus. Benjamin Byron Davis. It's like they reached into a computer and plucked him out. Perfect execution and look. Needed way more screen time for my boy BBD. Wow, looks like Marcus might be running away with this one. We'll see. Mueller, who you got?
I'm going with Marcus, man.
Wow.
As the gun dealer. I mean, he was good as the bus driver too, but definitely the gun dealer sold it.
Wow.
Yeah, the little bit of time he had really lent some, actual like acting and energy to the movie.
This is sad.
Well, it is sad that we're picking like this tiny person.
Marcus was great.
Yes.
He was great. But it's just like, It's not like he would be surprised. It's not like anyone would be surprised. It's just like he did good.
Yes.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
No one else did.
To Clint's
Congratulations.
point, though, to Clint's point, I would be more interested in a movie of him hauling these vault hunters around and selling arms.
You guys are missing the right answer so in your face. It's not even funny.
Okay.
Pat McCaffrey, sorry, said this one is going to Benjamin Byron Davis as Marcus. He drives the Vault Hunters to Firestone. He never forgets a gun, and he makes the world of Pandora feel more complete.
You're going to take Marcus on the video in the bus.
No,
He's going to take Moxie. Watch this.
it is Moxie. It is Gina Gershon. And if it was so obvious, why didn't you vote for her?
I mean, she did great, but
She was great. Yeah. She was one of the only ones that was accurately portrayed from the game.
I don't have that frame of reference.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't have the game reference,
She still was great.
She
still was
good.
great.
Yeah.
She tased Bobby Lee right in his stupid neck.
Right.
And
No, I did enjoy her performance.
chased off Knox when Knox came sniffing around.
Yeah.
The guards came in. He's like, "This one passed out, and I do appreciate a tip." And was playing with his. She was great at 62. Still looks great. It's Mad Moxie all the way. Is the unsung hero of this movie. Now it doesn't matter because Marcus is going to win.
You don't know. You're not without the right to your opinion.
Yes,
And it's not even wrong.
No.
yeah,
It's just different.
it's just different.
I just enjoy Marcus more.
That's a weird thing to say.
I know.
The Steve James Award from Ranger Hicks gives a second vote to Crom. Is it Olivier or Oliver? Oliver Richter's as Crom. Before I start going off on another tangent, I just want to give you a shout out, honorable mention to Benjamin Byron Davis for doing his homework and playing as Marcus. You've almost got my vote. But then, in the final action scene of the movie, Crom showed up and I immediately yelled, "You've been hiding this absolute unit of a man from me the entire time." Just freaking look at him. He looks like Boba Fett took cocaine and pre-workout and had the angriest cheek clapping session with Immortan Joe. That got Ryan over there. It's just so far from his microphone you couldn't hear him laugh.
I wasn't expecting that.
How dare they not give this man more screen time? Lionsgate, you jerks! Release the Crom cut now. If there ain't a Crom cut, then it's about time we start questioning Hollywood, because this man could have been terrorizing Pandora for years and been an awesome adversary for Krieg in the final fight. But no, we didn't get that, did we? All we got is a couple background shots and flinging into a hole. Travesty.
slip it into a hole.
That's fine. Ooh. Well, that means that Benjamin Byron Davis is going to win the Unsung Hero Award. So I never forget a gun.
I can forget a bus driver as a gun dealer, though.
Yeah.
You can.
It's all good. All good. All right, guys. It is time. It's time to give our final ratings here. I know it's hard.
This one is.
It's a little bit difficult. There's a couple people that gave out some ancillary awards. So while you're compiling your final thoughts, I will say here that Ranger Hicks wanted to give the Sherilyn Fenn Hot Babe Award, as created by Bob Hauser, to Gina Gershon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agree.
Right?
That's the correct answer.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct answer. And also a Thomas Award to Andrew Menzies as production design. You know, he talked to he's blue in the face about how much he hated the writing and acting, but man, Pandora was
beautiful.
Yeah. It looked exactly like it was supposed to look. Good
Nice.
stuff. And then also Patrick gave out a Thomas to whoever was responsible for the set design. They got the look and feel of Borderlands without resorting to the cell shading. Colorful when it needed to be, dirty and grimy without muddling anything up. Good stuff there, right? And then also he wanted to point out when Claptrap's HUD, when he first sees Lilith, one of his possible directive tasks was take the bullets while others focus on being heroic. My favorite one of the descriptions of the bloodshot psychos impersonating the Swedish chef was literally on his HUD in what he was going to do possibly as a distraction as he went over there. So nice little nod there. All right, guys. So yeah, on our final ratings, we have to marry the objective and the subjective, and it's how the film is as an objective piece of art, and then how do we feel about it, right? And so we're going to start off with Tidge, and he's going to start us off with, can't compare it to the games because I've never played them. So he's like the same boat as you guys here. Mm-hmm. I like the colorful look of the movie. Action was good enough. Only would have benefited from an R rating. Wouldn't mind watching it again, so I guess that makes it a bad movie that rules. Thanks for the assignment. That's our first BMR out the gate. Clint, you have the floor on Borderlands.
This movie is not bad enough to be bad. it's not good enough to be a bad movie that rules. I'm gonna have to call it a good movie, but barely. It's beautiful. I don't think it was terrible. The second rewatch through didn't have me finding anything I missed the first time. I think a little bit of layering, script, background stuff could have definitely helped this movie with a rewatchability it doesn't have.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's not bad at all. And if somebody wanted to watch it, I'd watch it, but I wouldn't put it back on. So it definitely doesn't go bad movie that rules, but it can't possibly be bad.
So good movie that sucks?
Good movie that's pretty average.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a movie we should have never seen here.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't be talking about it's not far enough in one way or the other that we should be
I got you.
discussing it.
I hear you, man. Matt Masick said, this movie is stunning visually. They had the perfect recipe to follow. All they had to do was adapt the Borderlands 2 storyline. It would have been way better than this. Not including core characters Mordecai and Brick was a big miss. I waited the entire movie for Roland to throw down his turret. Never got it. Greenblatt did her best as Tina, but that character was at about a 6 and needed to be cranked up to an 11 with the crazy. Eli Roth came on and completely overhauled the script, and there was even something like 6 other writers who came on and did rewrites. Even the composer was replaced. Craig Mazin wanted nothing to do with it anymore, to the point his name was removed from the writing credits. And the fake name of Joe that was a fake name, you guys. Joe Abercrombie. This movie also should have been a full rated R, with the exception of Florian. The movie was miscast. All that being said, this is just a bad movie, full stop. According to Matt Masick, not even worth the rewatch. Wow. So we got 1 BMR, 1 good, 1 bad. Brian, you got the floor, man.
Yeah, I agree. Visually, pretty stunning in terms of set, costumes, the guns. The tiny bit of action that we got was pretty cool, but that's a problem. It's like I wanted more fun, especially team action, right? If it was more, like Guardians of the Galaxy works because they team up and you actually believe they like each other and they can work as that unit. And I never got that they liked each other or got along or really were a team. The story in general was just kind of flat. There was easy solutions to almost everything, and the acting was probably even flatter. I know, Clint, you said it couldn't possibly be a bad movie, but I'm going to say that my opinion is it's just a bad movie.
Oh, okay. I think Guardians is the perfect pull for this because that's a great example of unwilling family that was thrust together that didn't want to necessarily be, but they literally believe that they love each other by the end. And that's supposed to be the same kind of dynamic here.
Yeah.
I never believed that at the end.
And part of that's because of the acting. If the acting was turned up to the 11 that they talked about in each character, where there are all these polarized characters that can come together to form that unit, then that's believable. But it's not because the acting falls flat.
And some of the reviews I read said exactly that, pulled the whole Guardians thing in and said, I didn't believe that they cared about each other at all in this movie.
Yeah. And I don't need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not bad enough that I'd be like, hey, listen, Ryan, you got to watch this movie so that you and I can go shoot the talk about it.
Right.
I don't need to. I just be like, you know what? Don't bother. Don't bother. I'll tell you what it's about.
Well, I guess you're off the next watch party then.
Josh Whitehouse says, as a massive fan of the games in which I put over 100 hours into them, I had to shut that part of my brain off to go into this movie judging it solely based on the movie itself. So here we go. This movie sucks hard and is boring as hell. The story written lazy. The characters written lazy. If this was a rated R, we could have at least done something with the kill. Unfortunately, almost everything is panned away when people die. From such an amazing horror director in Eli Roth, it seems like cashing a paycheck and leaving us with this dribble of a bad movie, full stop. Wow. It's taking a turn here, fellas. Madela, what you got for me, man?
I think the movie looks beautiful, like what everyone else has said, essentially. I didn't like the writing. I kind of side with Clint, though. Watching it, I wanted to turn it off at a certain point, like literally when she's in the bar in the beginning.
Yeah. You were like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah. But, like, when I got done with the movie, I was like, all right. I mean, it's a movie. They made it.
And kudos for that because
I'd be
any
happy
movie.
if my name was on it.
No,
I'd be
but I'm
happy as
saying,
hell to be part of something this good.
any movie that is made is a miracle.
Yeah.
So there's
And,
that. Yes.
and I have a hard time calling it a bad movie. I know writing's really important to you, and but just for me, I'm like, I don't know if I can call it a bad movie. I'd say it's a good movie. That's okay.
No one wants to go good movie that sucks.
It's an okay movie.
I don't know, but I don't think it sucks.
Would you ever want to watch it again?
If it was on, I probably wouldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't not watch it.
All right.
If someone wanted to watch it, I'd be like, okay.
Okay.
Like, I'll fall asleep while that's on. Hell yeah, let's go.
Brian Morency said the movie focuses way too much on Tina to have zero payoff. 1 second she's trying to blow Lilith up, the next boohoo, don't die. It had its moments. It had some eye candy that I ate up here and there. I want to say a bad movie, but I'll just barely give it a bad movie that rules for the use of Ace of Spades in the best fight scene in the movie, and that I bought it for $9. So I'll eventually throw it on again and potentially catch something new each time because it's very visually dense. Oh, and for Jamie Lee Curtis as Cleavage Grandma.
I'm telling you, dude, the older they get on Vanderbilt.
Fantastic. Mueller, what are your thoughts? Take us home.
Yeah, look, this thing's got the depth of a puddle from a writing perspective, right? They tried to play both sides of the fence, and it didn't work. They wanted to suck in the avid gamers. They wanted to suck in the general audience with throwing names out there, and none of it worked because they didn't give us as a general audience any of the backstory really of how we got there, right? I think while it was nice that this was a brisk 90 minutes, that it could have benefited from an extra 10 to 15, just giving some of the backstory of how the lore goes, in terms of the whole gaming series, right?
Right.
The villain, let's be honest, the villain sucked. He was like your douchey uncle that tries to get his nieces to sit on his lap. He sucked as a villain.
Yeah.
This movie would have been better with a better villain. He just pops in and out with his little cloaking thing and his little, and that's it. You don't generate any sort of hate towards this guy. Oh, he grew teen in a lab. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't hate him. He's a CEO of a weapons corporation and trying to rule a galaxy, big deal. So what makes him unique or hateable? Nothing, because he just seems like
I know which one of us would be a CEO of a corporation in the future.
Yep. Visually, and it's been mentioned, it's done well. There are competent bits of acting in it. As a whole, no, we've outlined that. A lot of people mailed it in. Like Clint struggled to say that this is straight up bad because you do have a few saving graces here or there. I'm going to go good movie that sucks. Would I watch it again? If it's on, I wouldn't turn it off. I bought the disc. I might throw it on again in 5 years just to revisit it. It's definitely not going to be in the rotation, but end of the day, I can't call it bad.
There's so much bad about it. What the hell are all you people saying I can't call it bad? I don't understand how many movies we've talked about. This has got some of the crappiest acting, the crappiest writing, and you're like, I can't call it objectively bad.
Okay, that's coming from Mr. Good Movie That Sucks on Dr. Giggles, which was absolute
Yeah, that's why I said it sucked.
But that's different.
That's why I said it sucked.
I said it.
That's why I said it sucked. Because that was a better made film than Borderlands was from a technical standpoint. Not obviously working with the same budget tools, but for what they had and what they were trying to do, that's whatever.
I'm playing my flag. Good movie that sucks.
Ranger Hicks, I love you. This guy wrote an entire page as his final verdict. I am not going to read this whole thing, and that's not an insult to you, sir, because it is beautifully written. I'm going to pick a few highlights here and share them with everybody, but my guy went off.
I wrote college papers shorter than that.
Yeah. He said, I'm mad as hell right now, and the truth of the matter is this movie could have actually been considered good if you had never played Borderlands before, ever. But the problem is not only have I played, I'm an avid fanatic of the game. I have a claptrap sitting on my desk. I've seriously considered getting the vault symbol tattooed on me multiple times, and my motorcycle helmet has stickers on it that say things like Bandit Life and Make the Screaming Stop. That sadly, the degree of fanaticism disallows me from thinking this is good. Allow me to explain more. And he goes into depth about how they shoehorned all this stuff from 2 into 1. And he says, and honestly, and this part I really agree with, if you don't have faith in the first game's storyline, you're just going to force things from the second one and make it one big ass convoluted story. Use the better antagonist. The Borderlands 2 antagonist, Handsome Jack, is the best antagonist in the entire series. He's great, hilarious. Why not just use him? Quite possibly the biggest asshat in the entire universe, because the guy who played the leader of the Alice Corporation sucked. Okay, I'm done being angry. Oh, wait, why the hell was Kevin Hart playing Roland? Are you telling me he was the best option, or was he the only option willing to take the paycheck? Because I'd sooner believe Ja Rule was a Crimson Lance commando over Kevin Hart. I mean, Cate Blanchett towered over him like the Eye of Sauron over a freaking Hobbit, which is a reminder these two characters have a will they, won't they sexual tension going on in the game. Honestly, I just don't believe that. Unless, Lilith just likes her short kings, I guess. I don't freaking know. All right. At the end, though, here's what he says. After a very compelling story about a three-legged dog and how it's like streaking crap across your carpet, he says, yeah, it's a bad movie that rules. I'm honestly not very happy about it. There's things I love about this movie, but there's things I loathe about it too. And I mean, it's a D-. It barely passes. I'll watch it again, but if I'm not doing something else while I'm watching it, I'll definitely feel like I wasted my time. Great take from Hicks. And then, of course, here, Patrick, the reason that we're here, this movie is an adaptation. Changes are going to happen and should. I would have hated to see a new U station show up and completely destroy any sense of danger or consequences. I'm glad they went with Crimson Lance, Atlas, and the Bloodshots for the villain. I didn't mind them aging Lilith and Tanis. Kevin Hart did decently as Roland, and it wasn't just playing Kevin Hart. It's not a perfect adaptation. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie, and it deserved better than it got. Planting my flag. Good movie, straight up. From Patrick.
I think bad movie that rules is a higher rating than good movie that sucks, and I think that's where we're different.
It's not about high, low. This is what I'm saying. It's just about objectively and subjectively. If you're like, yeah, it's good, it's well made, but I didn't like it, I wouldn't watch it again, then it's a good movie that sucks.
I think it's a good movie that's I would watch it again if it's on. So.
I'm saying a bad movie, but I enjoyed it, doesn't mean, it's not about whether it's higher or lower or anything like that.
I think it's a good movie.
Here's my thing. This movie got destroyed when it came out.
Right.
To the point where I was like, well, I don't need to see that because I like Borderlands a lot. And if this is as bad as all the other people that have played Borderlands say, I'm not going to waste my time. Okay. So I avoided it purposely so that when Patrick came in and said, full Dudikoff, you're doing Borderlands, I was like, awesome, because I was like, oh crap, this is gonna be terrible. It's not good. The writing is paint by numbers, which we said. Give me one memorable quote that you can say ever again in conversation or joke around with your friends and quote Borderlands. You can't because the script sucks. You can tell it was doctored by 7 different people and the studio and cut to hell and all that stuff. There's some horrible acting. Kevin Hart, Aaron Greenblatt, both of them were terrible. I like Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis, whatever. Gina Gershon was great. Krieg was great. All these guys were great. The Ace of Spades scene was awesome. The car chase was cool. There's none of the relationships, maybe a couple of them work, but most of them don't. But I think because my expectations were so low and I was expecting such a pile of crap that I was like, this isn't that bad.
Right.
There's no way it should be a 4.6. There's no way it should be 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe it should be like a 50 or a 60. I'm not saying it's like should be like this time to reassess Borderlands. No, it's objectively bad. I think it rules. I literally would put it on tomorrow and watch it again.
Right.
That's how much I enjoyed it. This movie should have been knocked down to a peg, and it got knocked down like 3 times lower than that. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely agree with that. It doesn't deserve a 10%.
No, or a 4.6.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think
6 months old. It's been out 6 months now. Maybe?
I don't. I mean, it came out in 2024.
Right, so it's not even that old to where there's probably still theaters playing the thing, like the second chance theaters and stuff.
Yeah.
So it ain't even done. I mean, it's not going to box office and make money. That's the truth. But like legitimately, it hasn't even gone around in the secondary because everybody who didn't watch it initially.
Yeah.
No, and that's where I was going back and forth with. Never played, like I said, never played the game, but knowing that it was just panned hard by the gamers because it's not like the game. Well, what video game movie is? Right? There's always some adaptation.
For sure.
And I didn't have that perspective that you had, James, of playing, the game and then, watching this, right?
Yeah.
I was just looking at it from, okay, what it certainly isn't as bad as what's out there. It's certainly, not 10% bad. It should maybe in the 30s or 40s, from a critic standpoint, maybe more even with the audience, which I think is, in the 40s or around 50.
Yeah.
Probably fine. And like I said, I'd put it on again. I'm not going to, if it's on, I'm not going to turn it off. If it's on, I'm not going to, turn around and walk out. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I would watch it again. I think give it an R rating. Yeah. I think let some of the scenes pay off a little bit better. Give it a little bit more action. It's just sort of everything sort of falls flat.
It's kind of there. It's just there though. As a movie, it's just kind of there.
Yeah, I would need to put it back on.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is you don't ever have to ever again. In fact, none of us do if you don't want to. And everybody at home, if you loved this movie, cool, watch it again. If you don't. That's the beauty of it. We're moving on, though, as a show. We are no longer going to talk about Borderlands. I doubt there'll ever be a Borderlands 2 for us all to reconvene together at this table and discuss. If there are, it'd be a damn miracle. They lost so much money on this thing. There's no way in hell. Unless it becomes the biggest cult favorite film of all time. I don't see that happening.
And then they'll get some direct-to-video stuff.
30 years from now, people are really going to think Borderlands was a masterpiece.
They'll get out 85-year-old Cate Blanchett.
No.
Lilith.
No. That's terrible.
She won't even be wearing anything.
That's right. Yeah. She'd be naked. Can't have that. Can't have that. All right, guys. Well, look, next week, I'm excited to announce that we are going to be covering the movie. This is another mid-90s sci-fi movie. Species from 1995. A chance for Natasha Henstridge to redeem herself from Ghost of Mars, which is the only other Natasha Henstridge movie we've ever covered on the show. And she got hammered for her performance. Did you ever see Ghost of Mars? Were you on that one?
No, I didn't see that one.
Terrible.
I haven't seen Species. I got to go watch that now.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it either.
I haven't seen it for a long time.
I know it was very popular in the 90s, and
I could picture the cover. And
they made I want to say 3 or 4 of them. I don't know if she was in all of them, but they made turned into a franchise.
Yeah,
but never saw it at the time. So excited to visit that and see what all the fuss is about. Can't imagine it's going to be any worse than Borderlands. So hopefully, there's some. Well, we won't have Kevin Hart in it, so there's at least that to be positive.
At least that.
Right.
Kevin Hart won't be in it, mailing it in.
Yeah. So I just want to say, on behalf of Ryan Maddle, thank you for being in here today at the kids' table, my friend.
You got it, dude.
Thank you for being here. To Ryan and Brian and Clint. My name is James, and we're going to catch you on the next one.
Sucks. At least in this movie.
I want to watch the building of the cars.
There you go. Worst orgy ever.
He could have been talking about the party the night before.
Yeah, he could have. I think it happened.
Did he?
I think it happened right there in that tunnel. Couldn't show it was PG-13.
They had red boxes in the tunnel there.
That wasn't acid when they were shooting the pipes.
Oh!